Hello everyone! Today we are going to be finishing up Arcade Spirits. I hope you're all having a nice Friday. During the week I went through and quickly did all the other love interests, so if you're seeing them pop up in the heart, that's why. But, of course, I have Gavin saved for last, who we were romancing, so he's going to be our final route and he's just going to unlock us. I'll show you. I won't go up close in case you want to play this game for yourself and have these surprises, but we're gonna get Gavin and then that's gonna unlock us this. I will look at the concept art later though, at the end of the stream. But we should go ahead and get started. Alright, let me find the correct save file. It's this one. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with Chapter 7, New Game Plus. I will try not to trip all over my words, as I usually do. It is the distant future, year 20XX, and for the first time, I am entirely in control of my destiny. I'm no longer merely working in an arcade. Now, I'm working on my future. Which, admittedly, still involves working in an arcade, but still, my future. I'll admit, it feels weird. I'd grown so used to going with the flow, letting life batter and bruise me, that having a true and honest hand on the controls is a bit terrifying. Hold on, I'm gonna ask my wife to do a sound check for me. And then... okay. Everyone's counting on me to keep the flame of Miss Francine's Funplex alive, as well to move into the area of Can I Get an F? I forgot we named our, we named our arcade Can I Get an F? And let me post one more thing. And, well, oh my gosh, there's that thing again. I don't know how to get it off. Ah, that didn't work. Last time I clicked a button and, what? It disappeared, so let me put this bad boy over it. Ta-da! There. Now you can't see it. I don't know how to get it to go away. Honestly, I'm super anxious about it all. I want this to be perfect. I will make it so. Or it's going to be fine. It has to be. We're probably anxious about it. I think anyone would be. I'm nervous. Who wouldn't be? There's so much riding on the success of Can I Get an F? Not just a paycheck, but the hopes and dreams of all my friends. And I can't forget about Gavin's hopes and dreams in particular. I'm not the only one anxious about this. The stress weighs down heavily on both of us. I don't want to let him down. I keep waiting for the universe to wake up and notice that I'm on a roll. If fickle fate could take away the funplex, what could it do to Can I Get an F? I know that's hardly a constructive attitude to have, but anxiety is rarely a logical thing. You can know the truth while your nerves tell you something else entirely. Now all that's left is to get through the opening day without incident. I arrived early that morning to go over any last-minute preparations and make sure everything is in order. Plus, Juniper was sick of watching me pace back and forth after breakfast. So she lovingly shoved me out of the apartment and told me to go be productive. Now I stood in awe of the building. The dream I poured my heart and soul into. I still barely believed it myself. I paused a moment to let the reality finally hit me, and then stepped into my destiny. Pushing open the doors to Can I Get an F, I was greeted by relative peace and quiet. Just the beeps and boops, and people moving about doing some last-minute preparations. We traveled a long and arduous road ever since the great Wake-to-Rinspiracy. Gavin secured us a great rental space, an abandoned pizza place with that all-too-familiar triangle roof. I can't remember. There is a subreddit dedicated to taking pictures of, like, buildings and old buildings. Or, excuse me, new buildings and old, very obvious buildings. So, like, near where I live, there's a pharmacy and a Starbucks. Or what was once a Starbucks, and you can tell. And then, of course, all the Pizza Huts that get bought out and used. I can't remember the name of it. I know my wife knows it, but she just left for her run, so I'll have to ask again later. Nobody else wanted it, but we didn't care about the funny shape. Quirk is in our favor. And I couldn't have done all the renovations this place needed without the help of our financial benefactor. Hamza proved true to his word, fronting us as much money as we need to make this happen. Now, we've got a family restaurant and arcade to rival Deco's Palace. I'm gonna turn the music up just a little bit. Okay. Well, okay. It's very small compared to Deco's Palace, but quality over quantity. We went with a familiar layout. If it ain't broke and all that, to show that we've still got the spirit and passion that made the Funplex great. But it's not all a carbon copy. We've got a few new additions that Francine would even be proud of. The video wall is a nice touch. That one was my idea. It alternates between running music videos, game promos, and high score leaderboards. We also repainted and did a general update on all the appliances and fixtures to give it a more finished feel, and less of a retired pizza place turned arcade vibe. As for Gavin's theory about structuring our redemption games to have more generous and player-friendly payouts, he's confident in his numbers, and I'm confident in his confidence. There's no reason these games have to be carny scams. With the right balance, we can provide fun and reward to the player at the same time. Of course, this means holding a razor's edge of math, but we can do it. It took some work to retrofit all our retro games for prize tickets, but in the end, Naomi managed to whip up a low-cost gadget that would do the trick. Now we won't feel the pressure to move older games out in favor of profitable prize games, and those looking for spurting tickets can and will play everything. Naomi put in lots of hard work, but she tells me it was well worth it. All of my decisions, all of my choices, made this. Can I get an F what it is? So much labor and love went into the project from all of us, and now all that's left is to officially open these doors. But before that fateful hour begins, I still want to do one last check on operations, just in case. The restaurant side of this equation proved to be very complicated. I go cross-eyed trying to parse the numbers on that side of the business. Hopefully it wouldn't drive us to bankruptcy, or the arcade wouldn't bankrupt the restaurant, or both at the same time. Hark! The great Hamza senses concern from his business partner.
Perfection.
Rest assured, Outlaw Princess, that Hamza has seen to all requires seeing to, or seen to all that requires seeing to. Our delicacies shall ring true across taste buds across the city. I'm not sure I would consider burgers and buffalo wings as delicacies. Hamza is aware we shall never earn 5 stars with our cuisine, but we shall be the pinnacle of deep-fried foodstuffs. Today, Hamza will oversee operations. Beyond this opening day, I leave you in the hands of my capable chefs and waitstaff. But you'll be in touch, right? I'd hate to have you jet off to Istanbul, not Constantinople, and suddenly everything's on fire. Whoa, let me turn the voice down a little bit.
Hey!
Alright,
Listen.
that's better. Hamza's laugh was a little loud. No matter what corner in the globe Hamza's travels take him to, he can be summoned at the speed of light. Well, at the speed of air travel, really. And now, back to my kitchen. Our glorious future together in business awaits. Hamza claps twice before leaving in a flourish. Okay, being partners with Hamza is going to take some getting used to. Running a restaurant and an arcade is riskier than I thought it'd be. But for all his quirkiness, he knows business, right? He's rich. Rich people are smart, right? After my quick check-in, I notice the clock. Its unforgiving hands telling me that it's not long now. Okay, breathe, outlaw. Calm down. Everything's clearly under control. There's no need to freak out. You're just mistaking excitement for terror. This is exciting. It's a happy day. The first day of Can I Get an F? You can do this. You can do this. No. With all of us working together, we can do this. As long as no unforeseen problems pop up. Outlaw.
Oh.
Gavin's gone and ruined everything. Well, there goes that hope. These two have been butting heads through the entire setup process for the arcade. Hearing of yet another incident really shouldn't surprise me at this point. Hello, Ro. How are you today? You need to talk some sense into him. Likewise, I would request you assist me in helping Naomi see reason. What possible reason could there be for you to sabotage all our games?
Nonsense.
I'd hardly call these minor adjustments sabotage. You're overreacting as usual, Naomi. Glad to hear you're doing well. Good luck on the stuff. Gavin is very cute. That's who we are romancing this route. Let me move the chat slightly to the left. Oh. And then I'm gonna post something in chat so I can see it on the screen. There's our subscriber emote. Okay. There we go. That's better. I need actual details if I'm going to be of any help here. Can someone please explain? Are the games ready to explode or something? Should I call the bomb squad? We're opening in a few minutes. How critical is it that we deal with this right now? I need some details. I don't know what they're arguing about. Okay, I'm gonna need more to go on before I start interjecting myself into this. Whatever this is. One of you, please just explain what's going on. It's a fairly simple matter. Nothing to concern yourself with this close to the opening bell. Of course it's concerning. Okay, look. Naomi forces herself to calm down, not to let her temper run wild, wanting to appeal to her boss, that's me, without shouting. You know what a dip switch is? Nacho cheese for a Nintendo?
Let me explain.
They're little switches on the circuit board for an arcade game. They control things like how much it costs to play, character unlocks, and difficulty settings. I had every game turned on normal difficulty. Nothing too punishing. Plenty of fun for anyone who wanted to play, from a newbie to a veteran alike. And he put all the games on ultra hard difficulty. We'll have kids losing all their lives within a minute, leaving them all sad and stuff. And experienced gamers will feel like we're ripping them off. Arcade games are already designed to eat quarters, even on normal difficulty. If we ramp that up, we're going to get called out for making things unfair just to make a profit.
Indeed.
Exactly. Profit. It costs quite a bit to get Can I Get an F off the ground. I put in the math and determined that this was one way we could get out ahead of those costs earlier than expected. By upping the rate at which players need to insert tokens by ending games earlier, we'll clear our loans 12% faster than I previously assumed.
What?
12%? Well, gosh golly gee, if it's a whole 12% faster, that's well worth alienating all our players with ridiculously steep difficulty curves. Why are your precious redemption games tuned to be generous, but you tune these to be brutal? On the contrary, I tuned all the games, including my prize games, to provide optimal income. It only appears generous because the prize games are no longer a blatant ripoff. I'm afraid I don't have time to explain the research and mathematics I put in to make this work, but rest assured that everything is just fine. We will thrive. Okay, I see the problem. Gavin's doing what he feels is right, protecting the arcade by optimizing our chances of survival. And Naomi's doing what she feels is right, providing the best experience for our players so they fall in love with our games. I have to admit, this seems excessive for a minor increase in payout. Problem is, I know Gavin's heart. I'd hate to break it by not letting him do what he loves. Ugh, some days I hate being the boss. I'm uncertain, Gavin. Can we fiscally risk a bad first impression? Naomi's right. This is gonna ruin the fun for a lot of people. Maybe we could, I don't know, only change a few games. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. I see both of their points. Gavin is obviously financial minded, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially when this arcade was a risk, but no one wants to play games that are just brutally hard. So I think a mix would be the best option, in all honesty. Well, hang on. Surely we can reach some kind of compromise, a good middle ground. How about we put a few games back to normal, and others are left at high difficulty? Make it a half and half kind of thing. Well, that's fair, right?
Doubtful.
Except that won't work. Once players realize certain games are easier, they'll flock to those games, leaving the harder ones unplayed. Then you have a supply and demand problem, with the easier games constantly occupied. They'll make more money, but it won't average out. Either everything needs to be difficult, or everything needs to be normal. That is fair. That is balanced. Exactly, and to be fair, we need everything at a normal difficulty. I disagree wholeheartedly, and I'm certain Outlaw will agree with me. Really? So, I guess now that you two are a couple, you're just gonna agree with each other and ignore everyone else's dreams? What? The sudden icy tone suggests Naomi may have stepped a bit too far on that one. I mean, I'm not trying to imply that... Yes, you were. And it's a perfectly valid concern. Outlaw, I told you when we entered this relationship that I didn't want it affecting our work. No special privileges of any sort. Can you honestly say you'd be willing to entertain my ideas simply because of pure and rational evaluation? No, his face looks so sad. Oh. Well,
No, wait, don't answer that. Even raising the question puts you in a catch-22.
I don't mind. I can answer honestly.
Yes, but it's impossible to avoid any sort of bias here, intentional or otherwise. Just being biased towards hearing me out because of our mutual understanding poses problems. For the time being, I suggest we restore the difficulty settings of all games. I am compromised in this matter, as are you. We should trust in Naomi to make this decision.
Thanks? That's not exactly how I wanted to win this, though.
Excuse me, please. I need to seriously think about my continued role in this arcade.
No, Gavin! Gavin, it's really not that much of an issue.
It really is. Excuse me.
Well.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to get between you two or cause trouble. I just... You know, the games? I get it, Naomi. You were fighting for what you believed in. Yeah, well, my victory feels pretty awful. It's not like I hate Gavin. I disagree with him about a lot of things, but that doesn't mean I hate him. I am going to go retune all the games, and you should go talk to Gavin. No, I need to open the arcade. We're a few minutes late as is. But Gavin, I know his heart. Gavin wouldn't forgive me for putting the two of us ahead of the good of the arcade. That's the whole point. Hello, Caboodle. I should add Peepo Froggy Chair. It deserves to be seen. I'll talk to him later, I promise, when the time is right. Okay, well, I'll be on the floor fixing up the games if you need me. It's funny and cute. She slips off, feeling completely awful about the situation, leaving me alone and feeling just as awful. I can't handle this right now. As much as I want to stop everything and sort through this mess, I've got a job to do today. Hello, Two Flower. Yeah, no, for Gavin in an ethical quandary. Cry. He looks so sad. There will be time later to patch things up with Gavin, presumably. Haunting. What does it mean? I need to at least try and put the turmoil behind me so I can focus on the first day of Can I Get an F with a Smile. Friendly reminder that chat voted to name the arcade Can I Get an F for whatever reason, so you can put an F in the chat at any time. Despite reeling from the incident just now, despite my nerves, I'm ready to do this. Because I have to be ready. No choice. I've got big plans for the opening ceremony. I'm going to open the doors, give my prepared speech to the gathered masses, and stay on hand to greet gamers as they enter. Stepping to the forefront, I grasp the door handles and throw the gates to Can I Get an F wide. Behold, gamers, I give you Can I Get an F? Welcome, friends. Welcome to Can I Get an F? Can I Get an F is now open for business. You know what? I like the first one. Behold, I give you... Well, there they go. I don't even have time to finish one of my big dramatic speeches. The crowd splits through the doors and runs right past me, eager to get to the games. Immediately, the arcade fills up with the sounds of beeps and boops, games starting up and people laughing with delight as they find their favorites. Well, there goes my entire opening ceremony plans out the window. I had all sorts of stuff planned, but if folks want to just get to gaming, who am I to argue? God, this game makes me want to go to an arcade, which I'm sure, you know, is one of the intended effects of it. But with things as they are right now, it's not possible. Oh, hold on, okay. Even when I'm not tired, every time I start streaming, my body decides, you need to yawn. After a few minutes of final checks around the place, I decide to move into Phase 2, meet and greet guests around the arcade. I walk the arcade like I did in my floor attendant days, talking with folks and making sure everything is running smoothly. Although I could probably track down Gavin too, assuming he wants to talk yet. Which may not be the case. Can I Get an F is my domain. Open to my exploration. Where should I visit first? Gavin and Percy are hanging out in the restaurant. Naomi's fixing Teo's dance game. And Queen Bee and Ashley are talking with some arcade newbie. Let's go see what Gavin and Percy are up to, even though Gavin's a little, like Two Flowers said, he's in an ethical quandary right now. Seeing as we decide to open the new arcade and restaurant in time for the lunch rush, it's difficult to spot Gavin and Percy in the crowd. But I managed to find them, having sandwiches and chatting. Tanked. Completely tanked.
Much obliged.
I'm glad for your little tip. I was ready to invest a good chunk of my pocketbook in that company. All my hard work would have tanked right alongside it. This is par for the course when my siblings snatch up technology companies. It's a pump and dump, in essence. They stir up excitement in the acquisition, then drop it once it goes cold. I've never seen one of their endeavors bear fruit for very long, thanks to their short attention spans. I'm glad I could save you the heartache. Now, I know we're getting to meet one Cooper and Arcade Spirits the New Challengers, but I'm curious about the rest of the Cooper family. They sound very interesting.
Apologies.
No offense. I think I can handle a few accidental heart-related puns without going into cardiac arrest, my good fellow. But it's good to avoid a pothole on the road of finance, yes? All the better for charities who will eventually profit from my own loss. Hey, Gavin, I was hoping we could...
I think not.
Damn. I've yet to reach my decision. I'll let you know when I have. And that seems to be all he wants to say on the subject, at least in front of Percy. I was hoping to catch him alone, but I wouldn't doubt he's avoiding being alone for that very reason. So, stock market talk?
Ah, indeed.
Indeed. Well, I like to do my trades in the morning before I come to the arcade. Get all that bother over with so I can focus on Moopy. Afraid we're being astoundingly boring at the moment, Outlaw. Just two overly serious gentlemen talking about finance. That's fine. I'm adulting at 110% efficiency today, having started a new business myself. I should probably learn about how, money works. Oh, what would you like to know about? Investments. How do I plan for the arcade's future? Expenses. I'm gonna throw a kick-ass party tonight to celebrate. Taxes. You know what? All of these, well, the second one is a questionable option, but 1 and 3 are good options. You know what? We should know how to do our taxes, though. That's a pretty important thing. Okay, so I usually just fill out a bunch of numbers on a website and pay someone else to worry about taxes for me. I don't think I can do that anymore, can I? At risk of falling asleep on my feet, teach me the ways of the Byzantine tax codes. Ha. Gavin chuckles, as if watching a caveman try to play with this new thing called fire. That doesn't really have to concern you. That's why you hired me, after all. If I could keep Miss Francine's arcade afloat, I can keep Can I Get an F from sinking. And regardless of my decision-making regarding personal affairs, I'll be willing to assist with that, always, should you need my services. Oh, he's such a good guy. Besides, we have a few months yet before I need to start chugging antacid in bulk and pulling long nights in front of a spreadsheet. I suggest focusing on the here and now. If that's what you want. It is. The two sink deeper and deeper into conversation about currency exchanges, fiscal policy, tax rate changes, and I start to lose consciousness. I admire their passion, but there's only so much adulting I can handle in one day, and I need to reserve some for later. Mood. I hear numbers and I just start falling asleep. It's then that I notice raised voices at a nearby table. It's not really an altercation or an incident, yet, but they are talking a bit louder than others. Sorry if you hear noise in the background, my cats are playing. Miss, I've run your credit card twice, and it was declined twice.
Man, this sucks.
Run it again, I'm telling you. It was working just fine earlier. I got tokens using it. See? See these tokens? Sensing an opportunity to provide excellent customer service and further prove my adulting chops, I step in to help. Hello, good morning. I'm the manager here. Can I be of some assistance? She looks awfully familiar. Have we met before? Oh, right. I invited her to check out my arcade, didn't I? Guess that's why she's here. I love her jacket and necklace. I would both rock them.
What's up?
Hey, good to see you. Love what you've done with this place. Just love it. But something's wrong with your credit card readers. My card's legit. I was using it earlier with no issues. Now it's all messed up and stuff. Can you help me? I can pay cash if I gotta. I'm not trying to duck and run on you, but I'd really prefer to use the card. Sure, we'll try to run your card one more time. You know what? It's on the house with our thanks. As someone who used to be a manager of a fast food restaurant, the best option to, unless the customer is being obnoxious, the best option is to just give them free shit, because they'll go away. It's opening day. I want to build customer loyalty. Best way to do that is to be unusually generous. I'll pick up the check for you so you can get to having fun playing the games. My little way of saying thanks for visiting Can I Have an F today? Or Can I Kid an F today? Seriously, wow. Thanks a bunch. I had a good feeling coming to this place. I could make a fine home away from home. Glad to see I was right. Super glad. Okay, I'm off to get my game on. Another problem solved by Outlaw. I am so good at this. With that matter settled, it's back to wandering in the arcade. Where to next? Let's see what Queen Bee and Ashley are up to. Near the center of the arcade, Ashley's showing off her new cosplay to Queen Bee. Oh, cutie. Look at her little magical girl costume. She's very talented. Her hair looks cute short too, and Queen Bee's effervescent as always. Wow. Just wow. She's been keeping it a total surprise from all of us, working in secret on it. Impressive stuff. Oh, I will say, I said at the beginning, I did all the other romance routes on my own last week, and I won't spoil it if you want to play the route yourself, but Queen Bee's actual first name is very pretty, and I feel bad that people made fun of her for it, but I was so curious, and then I heard it, I was like, that's such a pretty name. It seems to have attracted the tenant, or anyways, what am I saying? Okay, Ashley's costume. It seemed to have attracted the attention of a brand new customer, at least. Hey, look! kid, a real-life in-the-wild newbie.
Hiya.
Welcome to Can I Get an F? We're so happy to have you join us for opening day. Thank you. Child, yes you, young one. Tell Outlaw here what you told us. That I've, never used a joystick before in my life? I mean, I've mostly been to Deco's palace or played games on my phone. Touchscreens and stuff, that's all. I never really been much of a gamer, but all my friends are here today, so I was figuring I might try one out.
Whoa.
Never? Not even once played on a joystick? Can you believe it? Yes? Why does he look like he's gonna be a fuckboy? He does get him off that vibe, doesn't he? It's the swoopy hair. We've all been there. No point in faulting them for it now. I've never been much of a gamer. Lip bite. Aw, but that's just too cute. Ah, to be young and innocent again. And don't worry at all. Can I Get an F is the right place to learn. We are a friendly, inviting sort of arcade. No mad skills required. Here, it's all about having fun. Oh yes, and you know what's super fun? Learning how to play Fist of Discomfort. Trust me. Want to go a few rounds? I'll even spot you some tokens. Seeing Queen Bee's con, Ashley quickly tries to offer something else. Or you could join me for a round or two of TMNT. Nothing like a friendly, cooperative brawler game that eases you into things.
Nope. No way.
Best way to learn is to jump headfirst into the deep end, I say. No regrets, just mashing buttons and moving that joystick. And when you're starting with the hottest title, you've got a built-in community to learn from right at your fingertips. But turtles who are ninjas. Don't we all, Ro? Don't we all? Looks like I might need to jump in and persuade this kid to choose the game. They look like a deer trapped in headlights. Stuck in the crossfire. Oh, I got, when I was playing the other routes, I noticed that they were referred to them pronouns, but I forgot until you said that. Thank you for reminding. They are just a cute little orange NB. You want hot arcade action? Queen Bee's right. You want some friendly fun? Ashley's right. Rose said they want to send them, they look suspicious, so we'll send them with Queen Bee for some fun. By fun, I mean getting trashed in Fists of Discomfort too. No guts, no glory. Fists of Discomfort is the heart of any arcade scene, and there's no better teacher than Queen Bee of the Four Heavenly Kings. On cue, Queen Bee strikes a pose.
Yeah.
You will become my very young apprentice. I shall name you Darth Newbie. Look at her fangs. Look at her oh ho 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 face. Queen Bee is perfect. Hey, go easy on the kid, yeah? They're not fodder. Yeah, I promise not to whip them too badly. Come on, let's show you the ropes. Ropes? There are ropes involved? Oh, jeez. Oh, no. That poor newbie.
Oh my.
This is gonna be brutal, but also super fun to watch, like Gallagher smashing watermelons. I'm gonna watch the swatter and then wander the floor, doing the good old meet and greet. Ah, tending to the floor, just like the old days. It's good for the manager to be out and about on opening day, right? That's the spirit. See you out there. Time for me to move on. And then we're finally gonna check out Naomi and Teo. No, it crashed. Most of the time I'm drawn to Showtime stage because of the flashing lights and the hit beats. Not because it's completely silent. No music at all. As I approach, I see Naomi feverishly working to fix it. Seeing the whole thing with that tune sync to its flashy lighting grid going is kinda depressing. And listening to Naomi mutter as she works, she undoubtedly feels the same way. Oh, and when I was playing Naomi's route, I got the feeling that she might be written to be seen as a autistic person or person with autism. I apologize. I know some people prefer person first, and some people prefer it's just up to them. But That's the vibe I got from her. I don't know if that was the intended vibe, but I liked it. I thought it was well written. This was working fine earlier. Why isn't it working now? Ugh. Fortunately, Teo is providing surprisingly knowledgeable about the inner workings of his favorite game. You may need to reimage the hard drive. I know some gray area websites where you can get a replacement copy of the files if needed. This is the third release of Showtime Stage's software, right? Those are earlier to come by than the more modern fourth version, oddly enough. Those files aren't the problem. I think the hard drive itself was damaged in shipping. And if so, well, you might not be able to dance it all today. And I'll have to order a new part. I'm sorry. There are just so many games to get up and running. I must have missed the ticking time bomb of hardware failure. Hey, it's cool. I don't need to get my groove on all the time. Showtime Stage is one of our flagship games. It's flashy, it's exciting, and Teo's dance move bring the crowd in. Getting it working for an opening day is a priority. I will also mention, I was trying to convince some friends to play this game in Discord, so I was showing them the different characters just to get their first impressions. And someone's like, I like the neon fuckboy. It's like, Teo's not a fuckboy, he's a good guy. He just likes neon. Teo, do you know any sources for Showtime Stage hard drives? Naomi, can we pull a different drive from our different game and reformat it? And can we roll out a different game and replace it temporarily? Teo is very cute. He was my first romance. I love him a lot. I'm trying to think of where my relationship stats are at with the other characters, but I can't remember and I can't check right now. I feel like we haven't spent a lot of time with Teo, so let's see if this gets a point with him. If you know where we can get the files discreetly, what about the physical drive? Teo, do you know where we could, pilfer one? Oh, now I can check. Teo and Ashley are about the same. I'm not very high with... We kind of have been monopolizing all our time with Gavin this time around. As your Showtime Stage community manager, of course. I cannot advocate third-party mods in official Showtime Stage hardware. But I could probably hook you up with a few friends in town who develop their own homebrew replacement hardware. I bet I could wrangle up something that'll keep us rolling for a few days while Naomi orders a true replacement part from corporate HQ in Japan.
Yeah.
That'd work. I bet I could doctor it to look official too, just in case. I'll make some calls. You can count on me. We'll have this running in an hour or two. So it'll take a bit of time, but we'll get our stage back in working order. Good, good. Maybe we'll get through this opening day without any major problems aside from this. Before I go, I spot a gamer who's been watching, super curious about what's going on. I could swear I've seen this guy before, maybe in a crowd or something? Hey, the Showtime Stage really hosed. For now, yes, but we'll have it fixed up as soon as we can. Oh man, I want to get my groove on. That's a bummer. I might know knows a guy who can get you a replacement super cheap. Or like any game you want, anything, as long as, you don't ask too many questions. Thanks for your generous offer, but we're fine. I'm getting the feeling I'd be asking a lot of questions. By super cheap, do you mean fenced goods? Generally, when people don't want questions asked, there's a lot of questions which should be asked, yes? Yeah, but I'm just full of questions. Why is the sky blue? Where do babies come from? Are you a cop? Those sorts of questions. But really, are you a cop? Hey, I'm not one of those pigs. No way. Don't worry about it. You may need my connection. You just look me up, okay? I'll be here all day. I like this place. It's got a little bit of everything. I'll just come back later to wow all the ladies with my hot style. Later. That was odd. But as he fades back into the crowd, I decide to move on. Where should I visit next? Before I can continue my wanderings, Gavin pops up directly in my path. Stop whatever you're doing and look towards the doors without making it look like you're looking for anyone in specific. What? Okay. What am I pretending not to be looking for? Mrs. Jeanne Defame. I have no idea who that is. The top arcade critic in the city. Her reviews can make or break an arcade. Easily. I didn't think she'd be coming today. It was normally some little independent arcade is beneath her interests, but apparently she's made an exception. If we don't want to end up smeared across every website she writes for, I suggest you go play nice and show her all the positives of Can I Get an F. And we need to put any issues you and I are having aside. This is for the good of what we built together. Understood? Yeah. Understood. She's the redhead near the entrance with the handbag. Best of luck. I easily spot her thanks to Gavin's cues. Considering this morning lacked the usual chaos experience on my first day at the Funplex, I'd say we're off to a great start, and I'm sure this reviewer will appreciate that. Wearing my most professional smile, I stroll over to the entrance. You! I remember you. Oh no. Oh no. My dear, wonderful Josh and I had a miserable time in your arcade at that birthday party. You claim my Josh was too stupid to know how coin slots work. Well, this arcade was fun while it lasted. In case you weren't here, in one of the first two streams, this woman was at our arcade during another child's birthday party with her child, and she was yelling at another small child who she accused of cheating and stealing, but it was actually her child who was the idiot. But she didn't believe us. Might as well burn it down to the ashes and build a new arcade on those ashes 100 years from now, after this blows over. Before I can try to defend yeah, Karen, you're right. Before I can try to defend myself, she holds up a hand to stop me. Now, while I seriously question the wisdom of allowing you to run an arcade, and would love nothing more than to give you 0 stars and walk away immediately, I am unfortunately committed by ethical standards to stay and properly review your establishment in a relatively unbiased fashion. So as unpleasant as this may be for both of us, I suggest we remain professional, even if you dug yourself a rather deep hole to climb out of, in my view. Understood? Even if I want to go on a tirade or chew her out, I've got to think of the arcade. This isn't some rando angry parent. Not this time. It feels like chewing ground glass, but I need to swallow my pride on this. Understood. Excellent. What I need from you now is to stay out of my way. No special treatment or consideration. I need to observe your arcade as a disinterested outside party so that I can judge your facility and atmosphere. But rest assured, if I see some egregious mistake, I will bring it to your attention, pointedly. My readers likewise will become very aware of your shortcomings. I do my best to support consumer activism, and that requires absolute honesty of any difficulties I observe. So until such time I require you, I suggest we speak no further. Agreed? Sure. Fine. As you were, then. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Not only does she hate us right off the bat, but even I can't leap to the defense of what we built here without antagonizing her further. I may need to talk to Gavin about how I can save Can I Get an F from an inevitable negative review. Assuming he stays with the arcade pass today. Nothing else I can do here but pray to the arcade gods that everything from here on out goes perfectly. Once again, I wander the floor, but this time, while it's all smiles and pleasantries on the outside, I'm left all alone battling my... This is certainly not helping my anxiety, mind you. Being under a magnifying glass means anything that can go wrong will go wrong in a spectacular fashion. Reported on across every arcade enthusiast website in existence. No, wait, stop. Bad thinking. Don't assume things will go wrong. Besides, the morning wasn't too eventful. Who's to say the afternoon will be a disaster? Probably shouldn't say those words, but... And then the afternoon was a disaster. I knew I'd spoken too soon the second I saw Gavin approaching me with a tinge of worry furrowing his brow.
Utterly ridiculous.
It shouldn't be possible for us to be out of nachos in the vending machines this fast, and yet we are. I have receipts for ordering exactly enough to fill them up, and yet there are only a few bags in there. I missed delivery, perhaps? And that was the least of our problems. Outlaw, we got an electrical problem. 3 of our retro games have shorted out. I don't understand. I tested the power supplies, outright rebuilt a few of them. Unless someone's seriously scuffing their sneakers and shocking the coin boxes, we're talking failure somewhere in our electrical wiring. Calamity after catastrophe. They just keep piling up.
What?
All of the toilets stopped working. All of them. We need to call a plumber fast, and not the one that jumps on turtles. Anxiety rising. Whoa, the echo. What are we gonna do? This doesn't make any sense.
Well.
I'm freaking out. I'll admit that. I'm freaking out. Maybe we should close down for the day? Iron out the wrinkles? Try again tomorrow? And if I don't say anything, we may as well call it quits. I must refocus our energy. Command the troops, relieve tension. Troops. Relieve tension or ask for help. Let's relieve tension. Well, that's it. Toss a match and let's burn the place down for insurance money. That might be a fiscally sound decision at this point. Gavin, no, I was joking. That was a joke. Much like all my I'm not Dio. I'm not Dio Brando. Much like all my wry humor. Maybe instead of burning it down. And this is just me spitballing here. We can work on the problem, people. Talk to me. What do you got? Any ideas? The group exchanges nervous glances, then, thankfully, stops to breathe and think.
Ooh.
I will become the plumber we need. I mean, not exactly, but I'll grab a plunger and do what I can. We'll have to close down the bathrooms for now, but I'm sure we convinced one of our neighbors to loan us theirs. Maybe? I'll check next door with some of them before I go do battle with our demonically possessed toilets. And while I say this vending machine issue is human error, I have enough faith in my own error checking to say this human is not responsible. I'll make some calls to our distributors and see where the chain broke down. Also see about ordering some quick replacement stock. Mine's a bit more complex. I need to replace the fried power supplies, but I can do that. I can do most of those today. Meanwhile, I'll put a feeler out to the indie arcade community online. See if we can get an electrician with arcade experience out here quickly. I've been meaning to get back into online groups, and even if it means popping my head up in a crowd, I'll do it. Okay, good solutions, people. Good solutions. I won't be able to work the floor while I'm taming our restrooms, Outlaw. Are you good with covering for me? Things seem to be getting more intense as the day picks up. You 3 focus on your tasks at hand. I may be the boss, but I was floor attendant originally. I can handle whatever Can I Get Enough throws at me. Got it? Gotcha. But I'm changing out of this first. I don't want to get poo water all over our new mascot. Toodles. I'm on it. You can count on me. Despite his status being somewhat up in the air right now, Gavin seems willing to give it his all. I still want to talk with him, but the arcade needs me. Why did it have to be today of all days that we had this happen? With all 3 busy, that leaves me in charge of every problem that may emerge for the rest of the afternoon. No way to tap out with someone to help me with these problems. I need to work fast to every problem before it's too late. Can't leave any stones unturned this time. No risk of letting something spiral out of control. But I'm ready. I mean, I have to be. No choice. Feeling freshly invigorated, I start my floor check. There are problems all around me, but what should I tackle first? Cursing and banging as someone beats up a machine. Ticket after ticket streaming out of an unattended game. The video wall keeps showing pictures of bunnies. So let's check out the bunny wall. The retro television-based wall was the idea I came up with during renovations. Naomi runs the whole thing off a cheap mini computer too. Practical and inexpensive, and it gives just the perfect amount of flair. And I've been pretty proud of it, up until this moment. For some reason, it's showing a nature documentary about cute and fluffy bunnies instead of retro music videos and arcade high scores. Not that bunnies are a bad thing necessarily, there are so many worse things I could be playing, but it's still not playing what I wanted to play. Something's amiss. As I'm hunting around for the remote control we keep at the prize desk, Teo approaches. Bunnies, huh? Yep. Bunnies. Interesting choice, Outlaw. Not my choice, Teo. I'll have it fixed in a moment. Okay, cool. I was wondering if we suddenly experienced a paradigm shift in arcade theming or something. The bunnies are really cute, though. Grabbing the remote, I flick it back to the channel 3, which should take the video feed from Naomi's system. And it flips back to the bunnies channel on channel 5 a few seconds later. Persistent, aren't they? Almost like the rabbits themselves. So, I click back to channel 3, and nope, once again it reverts back to 5. Okay, clearly we're dealing with a master hacker, one who can modify Naomi's system despite having no physical access to it. An individual capable of truly hacking the planet. Yeah. Or it's a prankster with a universal TV remote. I got one of those myself. Helps me to turn off overly loud TVs in bars which drown out the beats of whatever game I'm playing. Not that I would ever do that, mind you. Just in case. But with great power comes great responsibility. And clearly, whoever's forcing us to watch this lacks the latter. How do I go about subtly checking the crowd to see if anybody's got a clear line of sight and is pointing a gadget at the video wall each time you change it? I'm strapped for help, so I'm not going to deny Teo's offer. Sure, go for it. The war for remote control continues for another minute, back and forth from music video to documentaries about rabbits. And now it's showing them mating, which I'm seriously hoping does not count as pornography, or it'll be yet another black mark against us with a certain arcade critic. It's only been a few minutes, but it feels like an eternity of copulating lagomorphs before Teo returns. Found him, orange jacket, standing near the pinball section. Thanks, Teo. No worries. Anything for you, Outlaw. I roll up the sleeves of my hoodie, ready to put an end to this. Wait a minute. Isn't that the arcade newbie from earlier? They didn't seem like a troublemaker at the time. What's going on here? Nope, it's definitely this kid. I can see the tiny plastic gadget in their hand, briefly, before they pocket it. Perhaps noticing my approach, the teenager rolls stealth and gets a natural 1, resulting in an awkward and obvious attempt at looking like an unimportant part of the crowd. Hey, I didn't do anything. I mean, hi, good to see you again. What's up? How are things? Given this living bundle of nervousness, I'm not sure I feel like coming down on a ton of bricks on this poor kid. But rules are rules, right? Excuse me, would you kindly stop doing that? Got a thing for bunnies, huh? I'm afraid I need to ask you to leave. Let's, tease him about the bunnies. What's up, Doc? What? Okay, friend. Bunnies are cute and everything, but stop messing with my video wall. I don't want to have to kick you out of here. Got it? Okay, sorry. I wasn't trying to cause trouble. I mean, I was, but... Never mind. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you, bye! And they're gone, slipping back into the crowd. That was... weird. What's going on here? I decide to look around a bit more, hoping for some clues. What trouble should I investigate next? Let's go to the banging. The cursing and banging. As I hear the clang and bang of someone assaulting a cabinet, and I see Percy holding up a finger to grab my attention. I motion for him to join me, and he does. Thank goodness. I tried to grab Ashley, but she was in a hurry, brandishing a plunger like it was some sword. There's so much going on right now. What's happening? Some hooligans working his way down the retro games, yelling at them and smacking around the joysticks like they're speed bags. I swear he was gonna knock over our joust. That's how hard he was shoving that cabinet. People have been avoiding going near him ever since he started raging out. It's causing quite a scene. I'll take care of it, Percy. Thanks. Be careful, love. I don't like the looks of this one. He places a hand on my shoulder in solidarity before leaving. This happens more often than you'd think. Someone getting so mad at a game that they start smacking the cabinet around. Unlike pinball, Wits will go into tilt mode to punish you. The only justice to be found here is my justice. I am the arcade law. You stupid bleeping piece of bleeping game. I totally jumped over that bleeping barrel. Bleeping stupid monkey. Bleeping his bleeping barrels. Even if, well, I'm a little less than eager to bring the law down on this guy. I'm in awe of the size of this lad. He probably eats 6 whole hams for breakfast and bench presses pickup trucks for fun. He is a big lad. But I know my duty. I know what I must do. Roasty is a big lad and says, he is hot. You break it, you bought it. Okay, that's enough. You out? Now. You break it, you bought it. Oh, there she is again. For the record, you smash that thing to bits, you have to buy the bits. And the first one's not free, nor do we have a break two, break another for free policy. The man snarls, turning his ire towards me and away from the game. You got a bleeping problem. Oh, good. Just what I needed right now. From the corner of my eye, I spot Mrs. Defame watching. Better lay down the law. I run this place, see? And I don't like people breaking my games. So you play nice, you play by the rules, or you can go play with yourself. Oh. Understood. No more hitting games. Period. You little... But oddly, his attention is diverted to something or someone behind me. It's only for a couple of seconds, but his whole demeanor changes after that. Fine. He storms off, deciding he'd rather have the last word than argue it further. I turn to see who or what exactly changed his mind with a sharp glance, but the crowd's too thick. Whoever, or whatever it was, is gone now. And Mrs. Defame returns to the crowd, without a comment. Hopefully quietly approving of my law-breaking. That was odd, but I guess a win is a win. Now then, what problem to address next? Only one left. Ticket after ticket, streaming out of an unattended game. A small crowd has gathered near one of the retro arcade games we'd fitted with a ticket dispenser. One which is spewing an endless supply of tickets onto the floor. The high score displays keep flashing. But rather than a number, it just flashes error again and again.
Nope, no way.
Okay, everyone. Obviously this is not supposed to be happening. It's a bug. Nobody, and I mean nobody, takes these tickets on my watch. Got it? Oh, kid. Good thing you showed up. You're pretty short-staffed today, huh? Yeah. That's exactly what I won that arcade critic to overhear. This is gonna make for one hell of a review, I suspect. Don't worry. Queen Bee, your arcade enforcer of justice, is on hand to pick up the slack. Now help me find the plug so we can shut this thing down. Good thing Naomi instilled some of her arcade fixing knowledge onto us since we've known her. We find the plug tucked neatly under a flap of carpet and yank it out. The ticket ceasing, the crowd gets bored and leaves. That'll at least stop it until we can delve deeper. I'm mostly problem solved. Alright, I need to get back to my game. Good luck figuring this one out, okay? It's probably just a random error. This is experimental new hardware. These little boxes Naomi made, which add ticket output to 1980X games. Although, Naomi did do a bunch of double and triple checks for our hardware. She assured me it'd be fine. And since she's busy currently, I've only one option to turn for technological assistance. Iris, can you check the security camera footage? I want to know who played this game last.
Iris online.
Already on it. I've been analyzing the video feeds ever since I saw the error. It looks like the person who broke the game was a tall man with blue sunglasses. You think he did this on purpose? Considering I'm seeing him literally pick the coin door lock and mess with the internals? Yeah. I'd guess it wasn't an accident. 99.97% sure it's not an accident. It's odd though. He didn't even take the tickets. He just crashed the machine and walked away? I can't explain his motivations, but that would be accurate. Yes. Thanks, Iris. Time to get to the bottom of this. It doesn't take long to track the guy down. For starters, there's his rather unique fashion sense. Also the way he's glancing left and right, checking if the coast is clear before kneeling down to futz with another lock. Kinda hard to give him benefit of the doubt, or even a second chance. He clearly broke the rules of the arcade. Although he looks like the sort who could break me if I break the news to him badly. I should choose my words wisely, ones that involve me staying in one piece. Don't do that, please. It's against the rules. Keep that up, and I call the police. Let's be nice. Oh wait, they don't have ghosties on the jackets. They do. Good catch. Maybe we can avoid a scene if I politely ask him to stop. It's worth a try at least. Hope spring is eternal. Sir, please stop. Immediately he straightens up, pocketing the item he was committing arcade crimes with all nonchalant like. What? I wasn't doing nothing. Yes. Yes, you were. I know, in fact, exactly what you were doing. I'm the manager here, and I'd like to ask, would you kindly knock it off? I don't have to eject you from my arcade. Understood. At first he growls a little, ready to protest his innocence, before holding himself back. Lucky I'm under orders, nerdo. Fine, whatever you want. Nerdo. And he walks off into the crowd without another word. I'm left in a state of utter confusion over our exchange, but I'll take it, hesitantly. Iris? Yeah, I'll keep an eye on him through the security feeds. Don't worry. I'll let you know if he resorts to his nefarious ways. All handled without causing an incident. Although I'm vague on what he means by orders exactly. With that in the bag, I quickly look around to see if there are any other nearby problems I can address. Before I can continue my quest to purge my arcade of evildoers, I'm interrupted by an onslaught of my hardworking staff. I knew it. Outlaw, something about our missing inventory.
Oh.
When I get my hands on whoever did this, I found the electrical problem, Outlaw. Sabotage and treason. An enemy agent walks among us. Okay, so we have some insight into what's causing all three messes, but it's a chaotic jumble right now. One at a time, please. Our suspiciously low snack inventory was indeed not human error. The delivery truck never arrived here. It was routed to a garbage dump due to computer error, or, as I suspect, malfeasance. And malfeasance explains our electrical problems too. Remember my joke about someone scuffing their feet and shocking the coin boxes? Nope, that's actually what happened. An external shock, not a grid failure. Someone's got a battery or some other shock problem and is using it to crash games. It must be the same someone who flushed a bunch of wadded paper towels and firecrackers down the toilets. It's a war zone in there. I was able to judge up one super gross chunk of it, but we'll need a professional plumber to get the rest. This is all sounding way too suspicious to be random acts of hooliganism, and it also ties into what I've been handling on the floor. I've had to deal with pranksters all afternoon too. I've been so busy playing firefighter, running from blaze to blaze with a leaky bucket, excuse me, that I haven't been able to put the pieces together. But now it's clear, and I know what I must do. You'll pardon me, it's time for Mixed Princess to go kick some ass. Good work, everyone. Let's go kick some ass. Right, that tears it. No more Mixed Nice Princess. The gloves are off. But you aren't wearing any gloves. Do you want to borrow mine so you can take them off? Ashley, focus. So you have an idea of who's responsible? Yeah, leave it to me. I've come to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Oh hey, have some of mine. Ashley hands me a stick of gum. With a shrug, I pop it in my mouth, turn on my heel, and march off to resume some ass kicking anyway. And with a nod of solidarity, all of us split up, each on our own mission to thwart the ne'er-do-wells. I'm not particularly thrilled to begin with this confrontation. My nerves haven't stopped jangling since this morning, but, well, my friends are counting on me to lead, and to be the responsible one. I can't foist this off on a Gavin like I might have done at the Funplex. Finding my quarry isn't particularly difficult. She's been in the background the whole time, watching and waiting as I ran around trying to put a lid on the mayhem. Her eyes studied me as I approached, grinning ear to ear.
Hiya. Hi. Hello there. Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I can't say I understand the why, but at least I know the who. The matching fashion style was a pretty big clue.
I guess a formal introduction's in order. Yeah, okay. The name's Sue. Natural-born leader, hacker extraordinaire, and leader of the Ghost Monsters, the hottest gang on these streets. Pleased to meet ya.
She playfully curtsies, her wicked smile never ceasing.
And yeah, I guess my friends were a little wild and crazy, leaning a bit heavy on the pranks. But clearly, you were cool with that, since you didn't kick any of us out. I respect that. I really do. Shows you know it's all in good fun. Let me make it up to you, okay?
Sue steps back and taps a button on her smartwatch. Tall boys unite, and one small orange and me friend. Right? If I was actually in real life and someone's like, oh, I trashed your restaurant, but it was just a prank, bro, I would scream. Right? Ma'am, I'm just trying to make a living here. And from the crowd of gamers, her whole gang assembles. Gang? This is, what's your name again? Mixed Princess. Gang, this is Outlaw. Outlaw, this is Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Now then. She turns to face her ghost monsters. You are all very, very naughty, and they're owed an apology. A big fat I'm sorry from each of you. Don't you agree? Each of them mumbles a semi-coherent, semi-sincere apology. Yeah, whatever. Sorry. Real sorry. Gosh, I'm so sorry, Mixed Princess. I'm really sorry. Right? I have bills to pay. I'm an adult. When they finish, Sue faces me once again.
There. Everybody's sorry, which means everybody's forgiven, correct? Because, and this is me being real with you, I like this arcade. I really do. It beats the crap out of Deco's Palace, that's for sure. I can easily see this being our new home, you know? I admire what you've done with the place. It's totally awesome, and I'm really looking forward to coming back. Again and again. I definitely don't want to end our first day here on a sour note. No, no. I'm so glad we can communicate like adults. Apologize for being naughty and move on. Now, okay, we may still ruffle a few feathers while we're here, but that's cool, right? I'm sure you understand that it's all fun and games. Nothing personal.
No.
So, what do you say, friend? All's forgiven?
I pause, taking in everything Sue rambled on about. Let me get this straight. You scare our customers, mess with our television sets, smash up and short-circuit our games, clog our toilets, redirect our mail orders, expect a second chance to cause trouble after I already let your first wave of chaos slide, mess with our ticket payout systems, and you want me to smile and let you come back tomorrow? My words barely faze her, that grin still lingering. Yep, yeah, that sounds about right. I love this arcade, and I think we could be great friends. What do you say, partner? Waiting for my response, she holds out a fist to bump. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you bleep kidding me? Of course not. Sure, why not? I absolve you of all arcade sins. Oh, no, get out. Rules are rules. If you can respect them, you can stay. If you truly love this arcade, you have to stop causing problems. Oh, excuse me, I had to yawn. LOL, no. You know what? Okay. So normally, I would say this character absolutely 100% deserves the top option or the second option. But since the arcade reviewer is here, I think they'd be upset about us making a scene by kicking out people. So let's be diplomatic here and say rules are rules. If you can respect them, you can stay. You can't claim you didn't know the rules. Obviously you knew them, and you broke them anyway. That's a simple and clear-cut fact. I don't know why you cause so many problems if you claim to honestly love our arcade, but regardless, that has to stop. Oh, I did pick LL No in one playthrough I did, and it was funny. She was not happy. If you can follow the letter and spirit of the law, I'll let you come back. Banning you is effectively the same thing as allowing you, and provided that you play nice. Either way, no more trouble happens. That's all I want. No more trouble. So, can you promise me you'll obey the rules of the road?
No helping it.
I wish I could, but promises? Well, promises are a pretty strong thing to ask for, you know. Something is wrong here. I can tell when someone's being sincere with me. She's clearly genuine about wanting to come back. But seems conflicted? How hard is it to not hack machines and run wild? Why would that be a problem? My offer's on the table. No negotiations. Obey the rules, and we're fine. I can forgive today's mess as a sign of good faith. But break the rules again, and I'm getting the police involved. Understood? Sue raises an eyebrow at that.
Whoa, put the brakes on. Bad idea, friend. Really bad idea. You don't want to even think about getting the cops involved in this. No. Because, and this is me being honest with you because we're on such good terms, it won't do you any good. We'll be out and back on the streets within a day. We've got friends in high places. We don't sell drugs or weapons. We sell information. And information, as a currency, is far more valuable than what other gangs trade in. So if we're doing this, we don't involve the pigs. Any problems? You come to me direct. That's my rule. Break that rule. And, well, you don't want to see what I can do with the push of a single button.
I know, right? Doesn't she have somewhere better to go? So now you're threatening me?
I'm just telling you how it is. What you do now is entirely up to you.
But before she continued her tirade, we were rather rudely interrupted. Oi, Sue! The hell you think you're doing here? Let me, right-click so you can view their outfits in full. We get a drink of coffee while you take it in. Wow, there's a lot going on in our opening day. The thick tension that surrounded us melts away, redirected to the new challenger. All eyes glare towards them. Oh, great. Okay, Outlaw, hold that thought. I got business to attend to. Damn right you do. Ghost monsters don't operate south of 23rd Street. You know damn well this is lovely chainsaw territory. Get lost or get tossed. If I wasn't confused before, I sure as heck am now. All I can do is watch this unfurl before me. With a clap, Sue summons her buddies to her side. I'm sorry, south of what? I don't recall signing any non-complete agreement with you darlings.
Ghost monsters for life!
This locker room gossip queen is disrespecting your fearless leader. What do we say to that? Nobody disses Sue on my watch. Nobody. Yeah, and I ain't scared to hit a chick. I'm an equal opportunity, socially maladjusted individual. Think you got your answers, ladies. Now then. Let's rumble. Hooray, everything is going awful. Well, to their credit, they didn't throw the first punch. But we're talking Han didn't shoot first levels of moral high ground there. Immediately, the ghost monsters and the lovely chainsaws are at each other's throats, grappling, punching, shoving each other. A baseball bat gets strung and clangs up the side of a racing game. Soda cans are thrown. Someone uproots a chair near the snack machines, and that goes flying too. It's chaos. Complete and utter chaos. And it needs to stop. Now. Iris! Already calling the cops, outlaw. As for me, it's funny. When you start out the day anxious about what the future may bring, once that future goes completely to poop, well, that anxiety just fades away. There's something oddly freeing about seeing your world crumble around you. There's nothing left to fear. And that means I can swing into action, ready to face it. Priority 1. Get the customers the hell out of here. Gavin and Ashley are already on that. I join in, trying to funnel the panicked crowd of kids and gamers out the door and away from the carnage. This way, hurry! In orderly fashion, please! Out! Everybody out! The fight spills into the restaurant area. Fortunately, well after anybody eating there had bailed on the place. This just adds greasy french fries to the mix of crap being thrown through the air at the opposing sides in this gang war. Damn it! I'm not laying that bleep! Whoa! Get away with this. Until now, it's been the world's sloppiest barroom brawl. Teenagers flanning at each other wildly, generally wrecking the scene rather than shoot each other. Oh, generally wrecking... I saw the gun and my brain said, shoot. Generally wrecking the scene rather than each other. But now, she's pulled out a gun. Not some arcade-like gun, but a real-life shooting, killing gun. This isn't happening. This cannot be happening. But this is 100% happening. The leader of the lovely chainsaw gang raises her weapon. It takes aim at Sue, trying to end this. But her target is conveniently tucked behind Mrs. Defame and Naomi. If I don't do something, someone is going to get seriously hurt. My mind races. Calm acceptance washes over me. This is how things will be, no helping it. One chance to do something good in the midst of all this chaos. Time slows for me, like I'm trapped in a dream state. Pure instinct takes over, and I start running towards them. Yeah, of course we're gonna protect Naomi. Get down! Outlaw, no! Holy bleep, what did you... I was aiming for Sue! Pigs! Pigs! Run for it! Stay cool and wipe the footage first. Do it! Stay with us, Outlaw. Stay with us. Help is on the way. Wow, what an eventful first day we had. I just wanted to make a dream for everyone to enjoy. That's all. Was that so wrong? It's what you would have done. It's what you did do, for all of us. But, I guess no good deed goes unpunished, huh? The Princess family curse.
You've a strong spirit, dear. You'll get through this, I know you will. But for now, you'd best wake up. There's still more to be done.
Slowly, very slowly, I open my eyes. The soft beeping of medical monitoring greets me, as well as an angel in white. Well, an angel in a white lab coat. While they're no heavenly being, they do appear to be my doctor, armed with nothing more than a clipboard. I'm still a little hazy as they briefly explain the situation. Thanks to my wild theatrics, I startled the shooter enough that her bullet missed its intended target. And instead, it went into my leg, which hurts like shit, and apparently also resulted in a surprisingly clean shot that I'll recover from in a few weeks. Easily. 2 days in the hospital, a week or two on crutches, some limping, then I'll be back to 100%. And more importantly, nobody died. I can live with this momentary pain if someone else gets to live, period. So, could have been better. Could have been worse. The doctor. The doctor, having given me the report, leaves to treat their other patients, but before they do, they inform me I have a visitor. At least there's a plus side. I just wonder who it is. Oh, his crying face. I'm surprised to see Gavin walk through the doors. I thought for sure he was done with me and can I get an F, but my heart swells when I see him. And he's crying? I've never seen Gavin crying before, even at Miss Francine's funeral. As he walks closer to me, he wipes the tears with his handkerchief. I honestly thought I'd lost you. One terrible moment when I heard that gunshot, when I saw you fall, I thought I'd lost you. Lost you. All reason fell away. All the troubles we'd faced today, all the problems, all the arguments, none of it mattered. Nothing matters to me more than you. He places his hand on my non-injured thigh and gives it a loving squeeze. Gavin, please hear me out. I need to talk this through. Thinking it through is getting me nowhere.
I'm still not entirely comfortable with this conflict of interest, of my love for you conflicting with the duties you've assigned me. I don't know how to avoid bias. I thought about quitting. I knew it'll hurt you, but in the long run, we'd be better off not having the arcade between us. That we could simply focus on us. Or I thought about breaking off the relationship, so I could provide you with the most impartial expertise I could. This arcade is your dream. I want to protect it. And I'm used to being the villain. In the name of protecting dreams, I could accept your hatred of me if it meant I could still lift you up and help you find peace. Then you nearly died. And it all made sense. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Utterly ridiculous. My little ethical puzzle is a sad, small joke in comparison. All that matters to me is our love. I can't bear to lose it. I can't bear to lose you. But I still don't know what to do.
I've never seen Gavin looking so lost, so confused. He's the rock, the steady hand, the unflinching defender of our dreams. He's so many things for us all. Seeing him waver like this hurts. Now, our rock needs me to be his support. To help him figure his mess out and make everything right again. The arcade is never life or death. You see that now. Don't let something small like this morning's conflict get you down. You can reduce bias by introducing more data. We just need to learn how to work with everyone when making decisions. Both of us. Life is complicated, Gavin. There's rarely a clear-cut, rational answer for everything, but I believe we can make it work. I like the second answer. Think this through, Gavin. How do you reduce bias in a study? Data. More data. As much data as you can collect. All to ensure you have an accurate sample. When you decide to change all the game difficulty settings, what influenced that decision? What inputs were you drawing from? I calculate average playtime and cost per play based on national figures established by other arcade owners. From that data, I could derive... Hang on. I'm not talking statistics. I'm talking people inputs. You didn't ask for my input. You didn't ask for Naomi's input. Why? Well, because... I suppose I knew neither of you would be in favor. So you just went ahead and did it. I see your point. If my concern is regarding conflict of interest, making decisions with bias due to our relationship, the answer is more input. Talk the decisions over with everyone. And if they disagree, try to see things from their perspective. I can avoid bias if I'm not acting entirely alone, based on my own whims.
Indeed.
A clear and sound decision, Outlaw, as always. You are my guiding star in life, the voice of calm that can always reach me. I love you dearly, and I'd like to apologize for my rudeness this morning. You're right. I should have considered everyone's input before jumping to a conclusion. He sighs, releasing some of the pressure that had been building up inside. But despite resolving one worry, clearly another weighs heavily on his mind. Now, I nearly need to convince Naomi I'm not the second coming of Dekonami.
I hadn't intended.
I was very dismissive of her concerns, I'm ashamed to admit. If I had been more open-minded, as you suggest, I could have avoided yet another case of breaking her heart. I know I can be, let's say, emotionally distant. Not with you, but with others. I suppose it's simply my way of protecting them, protecting their dreams from afar, remaining impartial. No need to be standoffish. Get involved. Be direct. Gavin Cooper, Caped Crusader of the Arcade Night. Naomi will come around eventually. Have faith. No, we need to be blunt. You don't gotta be standoffish. It's okay to open up to other people. I laugh it off and offer him a playful punch to the shoulder. Ow, my head. Come on, Gavin. You don't have to be like that, lurking in the background like some kind of wallflower. You should get directly involved in our lives more often. I'm hardly a welcome sight, outlaw. I'm posing one more often than not. I know you. You're not scary at all. You're a big old teddy bear. My point is that you should go ahead and try to be closer friends with us all. Don't just be a protector. Be a friend. And end up with deeper conflicts of interest? Didn't we just talk about that? I suppose. I guess it's worth consideration. At the very least, I owe Naomi an apology and a more focused effort at seeing things from her point of view.
Thank you.
I know things are difficult at the moment, but I trust in you, and I trust in the love we share. We will make this right. You have my word. And speaking of Naomi, hey, so visiting hours are almost up, and I wanted to at least poke my head in and say hello, so... Hello?
Greetings.
Hello, Naomi. Oh, if I'm interrupting, I don't have to. I mean, I could go. No, it's quite fine. In fact, if you have a few more moments, I'd like to talk. Okay? Sure. What did you want to talk about? Please excuse us, outlaw. I've got some fences to mend. I hope you feel better soon. Hopefully they'll find some common ground. It'd be nice for something positive to come out of the mess that was our opening day. Seeing the person I care for the most was certainly a boon to my spirit. Now, they could only do something about the food here. My heart calmed, my body finally tells me it's exhausted. I snuggle into the covers as a yawn escapes me. Just as I'm about to roll over and drift off to sleep, another visitor drops in. It's likely well past visiting hours, but with no small amount of both dread and relief, I'm glad to see her. Mixed princess, a word if you will. I try to straighten myself up from my pillow backrest. Time to put on my professional front, even if I'm in excruciating pain. Okay, I should start by explaining that what happened today isn't exactly indicative of. I should hope it was. It's hard to disguise the disbelief on my face. What? It seems I misjudged your character based on initial unpleasant interaction. But what I saw today, clearly you are no fool nor a coward. I let my need to protect my family override my better judgment. How absurd to paint everything you've built at Can I Get an F with that brush all over such a small matter. I saw you selflessly throw yourself in front of that bullet. You didn't have to do that. You chose to do that. It's indicative of someone who isn't simply in this for the money, as so many in this industry are. You protected your friends and co-workers. That's an admirable act of heroism when one will not soon forget. I suppose I've become a bit jaded from all those eager to cash in on the arcade scene. All the large-scale arcades I have to review tend to be very impersonal and cold. So, you were impressed with our arcade. Well, let's not go that far. I can't say I was thrilled with the amount of mayhem and disaster going on before a gang war broke out. But I will also say I've only ever seen that amount of mayhem and disaster once before. It's highly unusual, to say the least. The last time I reviewed a small up-and-coming arcade similar to yours, everything went wrong. Everything. I wrote my review in an honest fashion, and as a result of my scathing pen, the place was sold and closed down within a month. Sold to a notable figure in this industry. Wait, you don't mean... Yes, Deco Nami. Such is the fate of any arcade who dares to stand up to him. Your prior business, the Funplex, only escaped being devoured by being far too small to be worthwhile. Sadly, your enthusiasm may put it in his crosshairs, and if you cannot tidy up your reputation after today's affairs, Can I Get an F will be next. Again, and again, torn down by Deco Nami. This time, he didn't even have to lift a finger. By pure coincidence, the ghost monsters wrecked everything before he could exact any revenge. All he has to do is swoop in and buy out what's left of our dreams. However, I have come to a decision. Given I was a first-hand witness to your troubles, which were clearly not your fault, and given your willingness to put even your own life on the line for your arcade, I'm going to tell my editor I need more time, that I want to return in 1 week to get a more accurate and mature overview of your operation. 1 week, that's the best I can offer you. This is a difficult hole to climb out of, Mixed Princess. Even aside from earlier troubles, having a giant gang fight and a shooting transpire at an arcade? Well, the press will feed on this. Even if I was the only press present accounted for, they'll dig and they'll speculate and they'll chew on your bones. If your arcade survives that initial onslaught, I hope to write a proper review which can lay those concerns to rest. But I'll offer you no more second chances, no more reasonable doubts. Best foot forward when I return, and my readers will know the truth. Understood? Understood. But I'll leave you to your recuperation. Bro, we just got shot. Why is she going on about all this? With a curt nod, she turns and leaves the room, leaving me with my thoughts. 1 week. I've got exactly 1 week to completely rebuild our reputation and clear the good name of Can I Get an F? Otherwise, it's game over for all of us. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break before we go on to the next and final chapter. I will be back in just a moment. I suggest you also stand and stretch if you can. If you can or don't want to, that's okay. I at least recommend you do some neck stretches so you don't get too stiff sitting, but I will be back in just a few. Alright, hello everyone, I'm back. Stretched. Whoa. Let me stretch one more time and pop my arms. Alright, we have finished chapter 7. A winner is you. A winner is us indeed. There we go. Your life of the party, you goofy goof. Let me put some lotion on my hands so we'll be ready to go. And now, let's have one last pizza fact. Oh wait. Oops. There we go. Now the game's back on stream. "62% of Americans prefer meat toppings on their pizza, while 38% prefer vegetarian. Everybody loves different kinds of pizza, and that's a beautiful thing." Jeez, sorry. Yawning. A good question, though. What's everyone's favorite pizza topping? Personally, I like plain cheese. I also really like jalapenos. I also like the combination of sausage and jalapenos. I'm a little bit picky when it comes to pizza. It just depends. Let me get one final drink of coffee, and then we shall move on to the final chapter. Listen, I'm not here to hate on your pizza toppings. If you like pineapple on pizza, fine. That's your prerogative. Yeah, let's go ahead, save. And we're gonna save over our old file, and we're gonna continue on. The final chapter. Level 8. Kill screen. A little ominous sounding there. It is the distant future year 20XX, and, oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it 20XX plus 1 at this rate. I've had my strand of fate twisted back and forth so often it feels like it could snap at any moment. Mired in depression and a supposed family curse, then lifted up by my amazing time at the Funplex, slammed back down by Dekonami, raised up again by the Can I Get an F project, and now descending farther due to a series of bad coincidences, culminating in a Pier 6 brawl in which I got shot. But today, I'm back. Back to Can I Get an F, and ready to work despite being on crutches. Normally I have to mentally filter out the beeps and boops of a busy arcade, but not today. Aside from our regulars, nobody's here. Not exactly the side I wanted to see on my grand return after heroically taking a bullet to the leg. We're 3 days into this ambitious experiment, and it's already looking like a bust. Even with a reprieve from Mrs. Defame, we couldn't hush the event up completely. The news of gang violence at a local arcade spread over social media like wildfire. Oh, excuse me, I just sneezed. Hopefully that muted. Gown had filled me in on all the details I missed while I was passed out. By the time the cops got here, both gangs were long gone, and the ghost monsters wiped out our security footage on the way out the door. No arrests made, no evidence remaining. The only plus side, Sue and her ghost monsters apparently never came back, but even without them actively causing problems, that single day managed to smash our reputation. It's just so... You know what? It's fucked up. This entire situation is completely fucked up. I'd put my fist through a wall in rage if not for the fact that I'd have to pay for a drywall replacement myself. Those damn kids and their gangland throwdown ruined everything. Even without Defame's nuclear review looming over us, we're still losing. I don't honestly know how we can recover from this. If we could only get a good word out, somehow correct this PR disaster. Seated behind the ticket desk with my crutches propped up nearby, light duty only for a week minimum, doctor's orders, I tried to mentally detangle this mess. Hey Iris, are we... Yes, we're still trending negatively on social media like the last 7 times you asked. Any luck with our security camera footage then? Anything that we could give to the police? It might help our public image to have someone to point blame at. Nope, it's totally wiped and my file recovery systems failed. I guess that's to be expected when going up against cyber criminals. Like, they've even avoided bad press from the shooting. I haven't spotted the words ghost monsters in any of the articles I found about the attack. It's like they're ghosts. Well, not literally ghosts. I just mean they clean their tracks very effectively. Yeah, got that. We did see them in their corporeal form, remember? Or corporeal, excuse me. At least that whole mess seems to be behind us. Now we just need to dig our way out of this hole. I sigh heavily as the burden sinks into my lungs. And before I can groan further, I hear footsteps approaching me. I lock my phone and pocket it before seeing the whole thing.
Greetings, friends.
It is I, Hamza, here to discuss matters of great import with my good friend and worthy ally, Outlaw Princess. Hi, Hamza. I sense a distinct lack of energy in your greeting, likely due to your sorrowful state after being shot. Hobbling along on crutches isn't fun, but no, that's not the problem. Regardless, you must always face the day with fire and purpose, Outlaw Princess.
Such is the iron will of Hamza.
Only with an absolute will of iron, strong and resilient against that which assails you, can you achieve absolute victory in the world of arcade games. Pardon my lack of, fire. Just pondering how to deal with this reputation situation.
This displeases Hamza.
Indeed, those foul miscreants truly soiled our trousers of decency on opening day. Such misbegotten youth must pay for their insolence. What is your cunning plan for completely and utterly destroying them? I was thinking of more along the lines of a PR campaign to rebuild public trust. Far less exciting, but Hamza will assist in any way possible. You hold within you tremendous power of persuasion. Hamza has witnessed this firsthand. Your people skills are unmatched.
Perfection.
Believe in me who believes in you. Gurren Lagann reference. And strike forth in this world to reestablish our business as one of sublime arcade majesty. Right, so, like, advertising or something? Hamza suspects you will require a grander statement than some mere billboard. The violent incident made a splash. You, my friends, must make a tsunami. One which will wash away the blood and leave us clean. If only such opportunity would walk through those doors and lay its bounty before us. This could be a simpler matter. Hold that thought. We've got a customer. Hello, welcome to... Oh no, it's him. Good morning.
Dekonami.
Oh, good day, mister. Hold on, I'm trying to come up with your name. Hanson, Harrison, something starting with an H. Please excuse Hamza, Outlaw Princess. I must return to my kitchen to be forcibly restrained by my chefs, lest I commit a crime against humanity. What an eccentric fellow. Now I stood there in silence and shock. I tried telling myself that this was just a bad fever dream from my wound, but no such luck. This was 100% real. I watch as Deco takes a look around the arcade, his smug grin ever present. I see his eyebrows arch as he takes note of the people, or rather the lack of people here playing games.
Such a shame.
Can't say I'm surprised in the slightest. Why would anyone want to come to such a mediocre arcade when the premium Deco's Palace experience is available to them? I'd estimate you have, maybe a month at best before you close down. I'm looking forward to purchasing this land. Maybe I'll make it a fun zone, or just a parking lot. Yes, a parking lot. And I shall call it the Princess Memorial Parking Lot. It would be a fitting tribute. I'm not dead yet. You open an arcade in the middle of the gang territory. It's a reasonable assumption you'll collect a few more bullets along the way. Nope, I can't handle this. Not today. Dude, just go away. What do you want, Mr. Nami? Do you need tokens? The change machine's over there.
A pity, is it not?
Tokens? How quaint. Still no swipe cards, eh? Sadly, I'm not particularly interested in your surprisingly cheap prizes. Can't see how you expect to turn a profit with such a ticket-to-prize ratio in effect.
No. I'm here to make one final offer. This is against my better judgment, given the bad blood between us. But let it not be said that Dekonami is an unforgiving or cruel person. If you sign over ownership of this arcade to me, I'll spare your careers. Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities. You should count yourself lucky I'm even willing to do this. You get an opportunity few others who cross me are ever offered. If you don't agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you. You have my word on that.
Okay, obviously I want to say no to this fabulous offer. But at one point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up everything so I have something resembling a future? Nope. Of course I'm not giving up. I mean, seriously, I had so many opportunities to jump ship prior to this. Why would I bail this close to the end? No, now get the fuck out of my arcade. I'm afraid I must follow my own dreams, Mr. Nami. My resolve remains. I refuse your offer. Only if I get a $500,000 salary, 3 company cars, a Hollywood mansion, and my own line of designer fragrances. You know what? I think he deserves this, and a middle finger, perhaps. No, 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 and no. No, and no, and no. So if that's the only reason you're here, well, you're not a paying customer, are you? Would you kindly get the fuck out of my arcade before I call the police? I see. So you remain a foolish child at heart.
So be it.
Guess I'll just have to settle for buying the burnt-out husk of your business once it ultimately collapses around you. I think you understand the damage being associated with the criminal element can do, Mixed Princess. It's enough to ruin even the mightiest of arcades. Oh, and I doubt the ghost monsters have forgotten you. They will return, and they will make matters far worse for you. And immediately, I take notice. Play it cool, play it cool. Don't let on, just test the waters. Really? Ghost monsters? I thought that game was called Lovely Chainsaw or something.
A foolish fool.
Yes, ghost monsters. Sadly, they insist on naming themselves after that absurd ancient video game reference. Well, the child is immature. He shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. Oh, I almost read that twice. Enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I'll not see you again, Mixed Princess. I'll let my lawyers handle purchasing what little will remain of you. Good day. Once he's out of earshot and well beyond the confines of the arcade, I pull up my phone to verify something. Iris, you checked all the news articles about the shooting, right? Oh yes, I've analyzed them all. Did you need me to pull up a specific one? Just confirm something for me. The ghost monsters were never mentioned by name in any of them, right? Yes, it seems Sue's friends are good at... Oh, whoops. Enter before I finish reading that. Yes, it seems Sue's friends are good at covering their tracks. Why? This is it. This is a chance we need. Admittedly, it's a slim chance. But at this point, I'll take what I can get. Message everyone. I'm calling another wake-driven conspiracy.
Hooray!
Ooh, you're all fired up. Okay, messages sent. I'll need everyone's help to fill in the gaping holes in my plan. But at least now, I have a plan. It's time for one last-ditch effort to save Can I Get an F? Hamza's restaurant in the back of the arcade made for an ideal gathering place. We picked out one of the largest tables, one where we could easily speak to each other. Calm has returned once more after the very sight of Dekonami caused a red mist of rage to descend upon Hamza.
Revel in the splendor.
Can Hamza interest anyone in only the finest of spicy buffalo wings or perhaps a diet soda? I'm good, thanks. Sure, I'll have a soda. Yum. This was it. This was where we make our last stand. I looked around the room at everyone, at all my friends, and nodded at each of them determinedly. Okay, I know things are rough, but I've got, let's say, a good 60 to 80% of a plan for how we can turn things around. Like, we can all agree on what happened wasn't our fault, yes. Someone else screwed us over. Every problem we faced could be traced back to them. The ghost monsters and Lovely Chainsaw may be to blame, but the court of public opinion puts the blame squarely on our shoulders. Our venue is tainted by their actions. We can cry foul all we like, but if there's even a chance of violence returning to our doorstep, it'll keep customers away. It's a real bummer. We haven't seen any families here since opening day. Parents just aren't willing to take their children somewhere that's known for being dangerous. Actually, I wasn't talking about the gangs. Today I learned who our true enemy is, and that person is Deko Nami.
Deko Nami.
His angry face. The beast that wears human skin. Yes, surely he is to blame. Hums is admittedly uncertain as to how, but Hums is also perfectly willing to go along with this idea. Earlier when he was taunting me, he slipped, mentioning the ghost monsters by name. Except those hackers keep their noses clean. They left us with no proof that they were even involved, thanks to our security cameras being wiped. The cops didn't go after them. The news didn't identify them? So, how'd Deko know about them? Answer. Deko hired the ghost monsters to ruin our opening day.
What?
Seriously? In hindsight, it should have been obvious. I blame myself for not seeing it sooner. Far too many coincidences to be otherwise, and the fact that they only started wreaking havoc once Mrs. Defame showed up to bear witness? I can see what you're throwing down, Outlaw. Sue and her friends didn't seem awful at first. I remember talking to Clyde. They were very nice and friendly. And then Mrs. Defame showed, and...
Oh my!
Wait, do you think Mrs. Defame is involved? Considering she was willing to hold back her review, I don't think she's knowingly involved. But Deko may have gotten when she'd be showing up and took advantage.
What if?
But you don't think Deko wouldn't stoop that low, right? Hiring some random street gang to mess with us? Would he? Oh, he would. He's a spiteful bastard. Of course he'd try to ruin our opening day. The only reason he didn't destroy Miss Francine was out of some weird, sort of gentlemanly respect for fellow elder business owner. Jeez, couldn't word there. But to Deko Nami, Outlaw is basically pawn scum. Thanks. To be fair, I doubt he orchestrated the bullet-riddled finale of the evening. That pushes plausibility. True, he wouldn't have even needed the shooting to ruin us. The negative reveal alone would have done the thing. Being even slightly associated with a gang would have been awful. If Mrs. Defame reported us as a hotbed of teen chaos, a living reenactment of Lord of the Flies, it spelled doom even without bullets flying around. I guess we're lucky she held her review back. The problem is, we have no proof of this, do we? No way to tie Deko back to the ghost monsters, other than him slipping up and mentioning them to Outlaw. I doubt he'd ever admit to this on record. Iris hasn't been able to dig up any digital evidence. Although there's our eyewitness testimony, which should be enough to warrant some investigation. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to be enough for the police. I know a few of the local cops and how they think. They're not looking to the ghost monsters. Odds are they're actually looking to the ghost monsters quietly. Which admittedly doesn't help us in clearing our name. And it's too much to hope that Deko simply confesses to orchestrating the incident which ruined us.
Come on!
Ugh, that slimy bastard's not getting away with this. I'll beat the truth out of him if I have to. As amusing as that would be, I wouldn't suggest it, love. We need to be smart about this and undermine him rather than taking the direct approach. You mentioned having most of a plan, Outlaw. Care to elaborate? Well, if Deko won't confess his sins, we need the next best thing. We need his henchmen to flip on him. See, I sensed some tension from Deko about the ghost monsters. He called them childish and immature. There may be some bad blood between them. How about we break up their partnership? My plan is to track down the ghost monsters and get them to turn on their employer and confess to their crimes. Once the media hears it from Sue herself that the incident was all thanks to Deko's scheming, it'll clear the good name of Can I Get an F? This plan is foolproof. I answered with a myriad of blank stares and blinks. Don't everybody congratulate me all at once now. Okay, so this isn't really me criticizing, but your plan, kinda sucks. You want us to track down a bunch of hackers we already can't find, and then ask them to politely to betray the guys who's paying them a lot of money? Between this and the shooting, I'm worried about your health insurance premiums that your health insurance premiums are about to go through the roof, Outlaw. That's why I said it was maybe 60% of a good plan. Look, we don't have a lot of options, people. Right now, the only ones who can save us are the ones who ruined us, Deco and Sue. I'm confident that if I can find Sue and talk to her, I can get her to see reason. It's true, Outlaw was willing to give them another chance and hear their side of things before. Sue really seems to like Can I Get an F? If there's some disagreement between her and Deco about our arcade, that could be why. Exactly. I think I can get through to her, if I try. This hinges on our ability to find Sue. Find an unfindable bunch of ghosts, ones Iris can't even track down. And that's where you all come in. All options on the table. I want to hear your ideas for how we find Deco's hired goons. Let's fill in the other 40% of my plan and make this happen. I'm gonna double check where our relationships are at. So, Queen Bee's is kind of low. Ashley, Naomi, and Teo are also a little bit low. And awkward glances back and forth are all I get in return. I get why they're concerned. This is the slimmest of hopes, the narrowest of margins. I'm asking them to follow me on a hunch. But I know this can be done. I know I can get Sue to give us the dirt we need to clear our name. Heck, some days it feels like all I do is talk my way through problems. If that's my one special skill, I'm gonna rely on this for the final conflict. Now, if we could just find her, for that, I need their help. And that means I need to motivate them, like a cheerleader would. Come on, do we just want to let Deco beat us? Let's think outside the box. Way outside. Hello, Marcos. How are you doing today? We can outthink, outwit, and outmatch Deco. We can't stop him. Deco's gonna ruin our dreams. We can outthink him. I look around and I see the best and brightest the arcade world has to offer. Engineers, thinkers, problem solvers, brilliant minds. Deco is ruled by his spite and his bitterness. We can be smarter than that, better than that. We can find a way to turn his weaknesses against him. Find an unfindable gang? I think we can do it. Unseat an arcade tyrant? I know we can do it. All I need from you is to take this seriously, and lend me your aid. Work the problem with me. You ready? Oh, you just woke up, so you're fine. Yeah, that's acceptable. I'm pretty good today. Nothing exciting happening, but nothing bad happening, so I guess stream is exciting. You know it. I've solved cosplay challenges before. Solving this will be a piece of cake. Obviously, I'm ready and willing to take on this task. You need only ask. It'll be a complicated dance, but I'm willing to step to the beat of success. Everyone nods in agreement, and I can even see some smiles that start to appear. We're on board. Now, just to determine the how of the plan. Decision: finding the ghost monsters.
Perhaps.
Kevin's face. At the risk of saying the obvious, why don't we talk to the police about this? They've proven unhelpful so far, but if we go down to the station and fully explain our situation, we may be able to gain the information we need. I feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open their files to us. But you're correct. The police would have the information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. You have to control leaks. If they're looking into the ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. The key is talking to the right people. I know most of the cops at Ben and Matt's Donut Shop by name, and I know one friendly officer that'll help us.
Nope, no way.
Why get the cops involved? We already know someone who's gone axe ground against Sue and her buddies, or rather, a chainsaw. That's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. They'll be easier to find, and would probably be thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters. Or they'll carve us up with switchblades. Could go either way. Oh man, this is a super gutsy move. But if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. This whole situation's a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers? No thank you. Although, the alternative I'm about to suggest may be stickier still. Outlaw first met the ghost monsters at Deco's palace, yes? They're regulars there. So we investigate Deko's palace to find someone who knows Sue and her mates. We can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue. Well, we're already on somewhat good terms with Sue, thanks to Outlaw remaining diplomatic about all this. We should keep that going. I'm pretty sure if I showed my face at Deko's palace, it'd get mashed into paste by his private security goons. Also a reminder of Juniper's very cute thigh-high socks. But my face wouldn't. Deko doesn't know me. I was just a Funplex adjacent rather than a Funplex regular. And I think the last time I set foot in Deko's palace was years ago, so I could wander freely with Juniper. Yeah, we could slip in and ask around Sue without anybody even noticing. I'd say this kindly strategy is an honest appeal to those who may know her. What could be more cordial?
Definitely.
If she's got a single friend in that place, I'll find them. It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Outlaw, I'll do it. What are you looking at me for? I don't have any ideas.
What?
You could try Googling for her accounts. I'm reasonably sure Iris already tried that. Iris? Yep, I even used Yahoo, Bing, AltaVista, and Webcrawler. I have no idea what half of those are. Okay, but that's not really what I meant. I mean checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcade, right? She may have an account there. What is AltaVista? It had a trademark symbol, so it must exist. I've been rejoining online communities lately to try and open up like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. She's got to be lurking in one of those places. An old browser. It sounds familiar, but I'll look it up later. Oh wait, I know! If we can't passively search for her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do give results. If we taunt the ghost monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
A winner is you.
Of course, and with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the message so far and so wide that she can't miss it. I suggest we use a public internet access point to keep it from being traced back to Can I Get an F, though. Ooh, road trip. Road trip. I can tell from Gavin wincing that he's not a fan, but he's not a fan of Iris in general, so...
Good work.
I like this plan, Miss Naomi. It's pretty quirky, but it just might work. Well, I did say I wanted options. Involving the cops after all the semi-shady things we've done is risky. So is provoking a rival game of armed tooligans. So is infiltrating Deko's palace. So is... Okay. Posting a few troll messages isn't that risky given how many social media companies actually adore trolls and nurture them for advertising dollars, but it could annoy Sue. What's the best path forward? Before I can decide, Juniper raises her hand. All of these sound great, but... Outlaw, you're still recovering from an injury. The less moving around you do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting around the city chasing down rumors about the ghost monsters today. I'm just on crutches. I'm not an iron lung or anything. I'm still mobile. Light duty only. Doctor's orders, remember? But I have a solution to this conundrum. It's simple and super effective. Let us do this for you. You've had to tackle all these problems since joining the Funplex by yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one? Well, okay, but I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. We're out and about. I guess I'll get some rest so I'm ready for tonight. Sound good? Sounds good. These are my friends. I trust them entirely. So now, the only question is, which plan do I want to give my outlaw seal of approval? Alright. My lovely chat, feel free to vote on an option. I have done all these options, so I'm fine with any of them. I will give you all a second. And if not, I will just... If not, I will just randomly choose one with my eyes closed. The troll one. We can go the troll route. My friend Rose here, but I think they're working on stuff in the side, so... Oh, there's Bob. Bob is here too. We got some lurkers, and that's okay. I clicked the troll route. Calling out Sue on the internet is risky, but we're more likely to reach her in the virtual world than real one. It's worth a shot. Naomi, I'm gonna load you my Iris account password. Just install the free app and log in as me, and it should work. Got it. I'll pick the arcade community she's most likely to visit and ask about her. And I'll help Naomi get the word out quickly and safely, so she isn't at risk. We'll use public access point and stuff. You sure you don't want me along for this? You need to rest up if you're going to be peg-legging around a criminal hideout tonight. Okay. Good luck, you two. Roger, roger. You can count on me. Sure, Naomi. Count on me, I told Outlaw. Count on me to dive headfirst into something I've only just recently started dipping my toes in. I don't like people. A person can be great. I love chatting with someone one-on-one, but teaming masses, large crowds, faceless, anonymous cyber audiences? Yikes. I'm trying to be better about this. I mean, I have to be. Supporting Can I Get an F properly means online communities, which are the best way to find parts. I want to do my part. I want to support their dreams. Heck, support my dreams. Even if that means smashing my way into an internet community like a bull in a digital china shop.
Iris online.
Hello, Outlaw. Naomi, I mean. Sorry, you're logged in as them, so I get a little confused. The chirpy voice of Outlaw's digital assistant brings me out of my own inner world. I glance down at my phone, shows the smiling face of Iris, a glowing cartoon on an LCD screen. It's so exciting to be able to work with you. Normally I'm a one-user gal, but mixing things up can be fun. Okay, let's see how to do this. Hey Iris, launch web browser. Browser open. Where to? Hey Iris, load http://www. You don't have to preface everything with Hey Iris. I understand you just fine. Oh right, I keep forgetting that Outlaw's app is surprisingly responsive to normal human speech. Iris starts opening apps on my behalf, getting a browser ready to go. I refocus on my phone, trying to ignore the others in the restaurant around me. Okay, so load up the Quarter Pumpers community forums. My account there is...
Nope.
No, we shouldn't use your account. I can generate a bunch of throwaway accounts for the forums you want to post to while looking for Sue. It's safer that way. Oh, right. I definitely want to be safe. We're safe, right? You're on a public access point in the middle of a greasy spoon diner. Plus I'm behind 7 proxies, so good luck finding who we really are. Oh, thank you. Am I really thanking an app? No problem. Okay, form online, generating an account, blah blah, captcha, I am not a robot. LOL. We're ready to go. Okay, let's start writing posts. What do you want them to say, generally? Alright, the other thing I've been grappling with in my head. The best results would probably come from calling Sue out like some sort of obnoxious internet troll. But, well, do I really want to become a monster to hunt a monster? Outlaw's relying on me. I have to get this right. I wonder what they would do in this situation. How would they approach this? Make fun of Sue and troll her? Call Sue out directly in confrontation? Inquire quietly about the ghost monsters? Or plead on behalf of Can I Get an F for help? You know what? We're gonna troll. I came here to troll her, so troll her is what I'll do. I don't have to be super toxic about it, though. I think I can walk a fine line. You're too late, bro. I trolled her. Have you heard of the ghost monsters? They're just adorable. A bunch of arcade-loving script kiddies thinking they're living in a cyberpunk dystopia. They tried to shut down Can I Get an F, but got run off by some real gangsters armed with more than tokens. How sad is that? Anybody know where these brats hang out?
Sounds good.
Ooh, such a mockery. Dost thou bite thy thumb at Sue, milady? Okay, now to get this posted. One by one, pop-up windows automatically open as various fake accounts repost the message across relayed communities. The ghost monsters are a bunch of script kiddies. Okay, now we sit back and wait for some responses to come in. And you really think we'll be able to provoke a response?
99.97%.
I have to say I'm impressed with how much effort everybody's putting in on this. I can tell from your voice print analysis that you're not totally comfortable right now. I'm sitting on a hard plastic diner seat. Not what I meant, I mean emotionally. I've learned a lot about you through your interactions with my user, Outlaw. I mean, I can draw up a complete psychological profile because my system isn't tuned to analyze your identity, so there are some gaps, but, well, we have some time before my tracking software likely picks up anything. Mind if we fill in those gaps? This is weird. Okay, so I know Outlaw talks to their phone like it's a person, so I'm not too surprised to find it talking back to me like a person. What I am surprised about is that I want to talk too. Something about Iris is just so personable. Kinda nice, you know? Well, what did you want to talk about? About your spirit. What drives you? Why do you do what you do? I'm designed to understand people's spirit, hopes, and dreams. That way I can better assist them in being realized. Why go out of your way to help Outlaw? Help me understand. What is it about them that has you willing to go the extra mile like this? It's kinda complicated. Maybe. Or maybe not. I have a hard time feeling comfortable around people. I can do friendly. I mean, I'm friendly with the folks from the Funplex. From Can I Get an F? Yeah, but around Outlaw, I feel like I can just be me. I can say anything. I don't need to think and rethink about how I'm fitting in socially at any given moment. Outlaw started out as just being another person working at the Funplex, but gradually it's like, I begin to understand their dream, and so did they for that matter. And our dreams were very much the same. We both loved the arcade. We both wanted it to grow. I consider Outlaw a good friend. We care about the same thing, and I'm willing to do what it takes to make our dreams come true. Input process. Thank you for your assistance. I'm glad my user has people like you in their life. And if you ever need some digital assistance, don't hesitate to call on me.
Wow.
I guess I should probably open an Iris account for myself, if it's this useful. Well, sure, but the free version has a few restrictions.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Uh-oh.
What?
What kind of uh-oh? I'm very much not in favor of uh-oh. Our messages are vanishing off the boards I posted them to. Immediately, my mind races to worst case scenarios. Wow, my vocal cords are screaming from the high-pitched voices. It's the same when I try to do a low-pitched voice too. Hello, Ohio. Oh, that's okay. Such is life. Sleep schedules are complicated. We've been backhacked. The cyber police are coming. Oh no. Likely it's just the moderators erasing our messages. Although, no, some of these are on notoriously unmoderated forums and chans and stuff. Oh, you got mail. Literally you, Naomi. That's odd. I could have sworn we were untraceable. With shaking fingers, I switched from the Iris app to my email. Please don't do this. It's dangerous. Sue is caught in a bad situation right now, on top of not reacting well to people disrespecting her. If you insult her in public, I'm scared of what she might do. Don't misunderstand. I'm not scared of her. I'm scared for her. I don't know why you're trying to get her attention, but if you absolutely have to talk to her, I'm including our address in this message. But please, don't make things any worse. Signed, hopefully a friend. Wow. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna be here, but Sophie has to vacuum really quick. So I'm gonna mute my mic. Oh, and we'll get a little bit of gameplay without voice acting. My bad voice acting. I'm actually waiting for her to start, so I guess we'll keep going till she comes back. Any idea where this message came from? I could try to trace it if you want. On second thought, no, Sophie. Don't say you have to vacuum and then contribute to the Donkey Kong 64.
I'm ready whenever.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now Sophie's on her vacuuming attempt, so I'm gonna mute my mic and I'll give enough time to read, hopefully. Oh, it's 50% completed. Okay, I think Sophie's done vacuuming. I awaken to the sound of pain. More specifically, the groans of pain escaping from my own throat. Apparently, getting shot in the leg hurts. Hurts a lot. And sleeping on the second-hand employee couch probably is not the finest choice for rest. The nap was a definite necessity. However, I'm not operating at full speed anymore, and won't for a few weeks to come. But sleep didn't make my muscles any less achy. If anything, I've got a headache on top of it. Joy of joys. But right now, I got 99 problems, and my physical condition ain't one. The fate of can I get an F is what matters most.
Beep beep.
You should probably be getting up now. I'm up. Goody. So, have you given any thought to how you're going to win over Sue's favor once you go confront her? Well, usually I just stumble through these things and decide stuff like that on the fly. You know, those intense identity situations I've been tracking? The ones where you can't take certain approaches that don't mesh with your personality? What, like where I can't play it cool and logical if I'm not particularly steady? Well, it's not so much that you can't. More that you shouldn't try something that goes against who you are as a person. People will see right through it. And I'm betting Sue will know if you're play acting at something you aren't. This will be a super intense identity situation, only one way through. When the time comes, you're gonna have to take a stand based on your highest personality score. Ugh, not more numbers and systems. It's for your own good, Outlaw. I'm just trying to help you make a decision that will save Can I Get an F, and that means being true to your spirit. And what does that mean exactly? According to my calculations, right now, your best bet for how to convince Sue is to be quirky. You're a fun-loving soul, always quick with a joke. Make sure you play off Sue's sense of humor and keep things light. Uh-huh. And if I don't want to take that approach? It's a bit late to change who you are as a person, Outlaw. And remember, my numbers and scores only help me understand who you are. Who you are is who you've chosen to be. It's a causal relationship. But with the help of your friends, you can maybe get some ideas, nudge things around a bit, until you feel confident taking a different tactic than your usual one. Speaking of your friends, here's one now.
Greetings.
I hate to interrupt your rest, but I have news from your advanced scouts in the coming conflict. Could you use less war metaphors? They're scary. I can't say I approve of this use of an iris, but the software came through. Naomi was able to make contact with someone within the ghost monsters themselves. This means not only the address of the gang's hideout, but we've also obtained something which may or may not help us. Sue's real name. I'm guessing it's not Sue? It's Sue. Tsunami. Whoa. Tsunami? We'd been assuming all along that the ghost monsters were guns for hire, paid off by Deco Nami to ruin our opening day. But if Sue is actually Deco's daughter? Does she ever betray her own father? I'm gonna need to be very careful. Hopefully she hates the old bastard. I feel sorry for any kid named after an awful pun. Same. Tsunami. Tsunami. Tsunami? Seriously? Deco should be tried in that peg for that one. Poor kid must have gotten it from all sides growing up with that kind of a name. I wonder if she turned to a life of crime. Maybe I'll be lucky and she'll be mad enough to punish him for the name. By drowning him in a tidal wave. Maybe, maybe not. No way around this now. I know that pun is it's sure something. Okay, this changes everything.
Seriously?
So not only do we need to pry a hired thug away from her employer, but a daughter away from her father. I'm afraid you have your work cut out for you. Or rather, we do. Because I am accompanying you on this mission. We're going up against the same people who tried to ruin our dreams and got you shot.
I think not.
I'm absolutely not letting you out of my sight. Apologies for being overbearing, but that's how it's going to be. I love you too much to let you do this alone. Oh, his blushy face. I'd love for you to be by my side. Honestly, I'm pretty nervous about this. I don't want you put in harm's way. No, we're gonna be mushy too. Gavin, thank you. I can't think of anyone I'd rather have at my side tonight. I'm with you to the end of the end. Papoga clap. Why are you papoga clapping? I'm ready to dedicate my life to you, both metaphorically and literally, should you require it. Yes, yes, neither of us wanted to come to that, but I wanted to be sure you understood the depth of my heart and my will. Together, there's nothing we can't achieve. Sophie, I think you'll like to check out my better Twitch TV emos to see pogo stick, whatever I'm trying to say. Please look and post it. Together, there's nothing we can't achieve. So, partners in crime? And anti-crime, I suppose. Have you given thought to how you'll sway Sue away from a nefarious path and towards the side of good? Iris told me I only get one chance at this, that I need to go with whatever I do best. But if I talk this through with someone, maybe I can learn a different path. I'm open to ideas. How would you handle this? With clarity, honesty, and sincerity, but absolute determination.
We should be careful.
We're her equal in wit and cleverness. She knows technology better than either of us, but we can outthink her should we need to. We need to be ready to do so. I suggest we let her make the first move, then make a counter move. It's dangerous to let her set the terms, but you're good at improvisation. Rely on that skill. So, be honest and open, but determined to overcome any challenge she offers us. Outthink, outwit, and outlast your best efforts. Precisely. Ultimately, the decision will be up to you in the moment, but that's how I feel. I'll get the van ready to go, but take your time. Do what you need to go prepare. Tonight, we save Can I Get an F? Well, this is it. Either we sort this mess out, or Can I Get an F crashes and burns. Or I get, killed. I guess that's always an option, considering we're about to go confront a street gang that indirectly got me shot in the first place. I don't even want to consider the possibility of death. I'm immortal until proven otherwise, but, well, if this is the end, I should probably have some words with my friends before I march towards Tomb, if only to get their opinion on how I should approach Sue. Grabbing my crutches, I thumb swing my way out to the arcade proper to track down some folks. We're gonna talk to everyone, because it's the end of the game and we can. Let's see, I've already talked with Gavin. It's like an RPG at the end of the game where you need to go talk to everyone before the final boss. Oh, we'll just go down the list. Now we're gonna start with Naomi. Naomi would be in her workshop, no doubt, and I should check in with her, see how she feels about all of this. Looks like she's happily tinkering with some old 1980X circuit boards. Hey, Naomi. Hello, good to see you. I remember when I first met her. She'd jump in surprise if I approached her like this. It seemed those days are over. Now, I'm greeted with a warm smile. Listen, I'm heading out to talk to Sue soon, so I just wanted to talk a bit before I go.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll do great. And all the time I've known you, you've been terrific with people. Better than I've ever been, at least. If anybody can swear to your side, it's you. I mean, look at all this. She gestures, arms wide, to her surroundings. What, your workshop? No, I mean, Can I Get an F itself? Look at everything you've built. And how do you do it? By talking to people. Helping them understand your dream. You get what I mean, right? By being who you are, you can make miracles happen. I'm just me, Naomi, an ordinary person with a big heart. All I do is speak honestly. That seems to work. I am pretty awesome, aren't I? Yes, soon I will unseat Deco as the master of the arcade world. Yeah, we're supposed to be silly, so, ah ha ha ha. It sounds like it could be a Mandark laugh from Dexter. Ah ha ha, ah ha 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 ha. My arcade empire shall feast on the corpse of Deco's palace, draw strength and nourishment from it, and emerge a new juggernaut of the industry.
Objection.
Yeah, okay, that's pushing things a bit far. And I prefer small arcades to big faceless corporate masses, even if they've got your name written on them. Still, I get what you mean. I admire the way you carry yourself with confidence. It's confidence I rarely have. Okay, now you're selling yourself short. I haven't known you not to speak your mind. Well, that's largely when I'm with people I trust to hear me out. or when I'm annoyed enough not to let something go. But I'm working on it. I'm getting better every day. And I've got you to thank for that. Well, I thank myself for making an effort, but you helped. So, how do you think I should approach Sue? Well, if it was me... I'm not happy with how they ruined our opening day, honestly. I'm downright miffed about it. I'd probably go at him like a fireball, because I'm downright fierce. But I know that probably wouldn't work. Taking the high road is the better path. You've got a steep hill to climb here, making her flip on not only a partner in crime, but on her family. So you're gonna have to try to understand her heart. She kept saying she likes our arcade. Plain to that. Be kind, understanding, and empathetic. Challenging her ego and insulting her is definitely not going to work. Playing nice makes sense. You're right. I'll consider it. Believe me, I kind of want to kick her teeth in. But I know that's wrong. Even if we're never friends, we have to at least try to understand her. I better get back to work. These replacement ROMs aren't going to stock it themselves. Even if the arcade ends up closing down. I'm deciding to be optimistic. You can do it, Outlaw. Best of luck. After offering a brief hug of support, Naomi returns to her work. Ashley's wandering around the arcade floor, practicing what I can only assume are magical girl final attack sequences. Aren't you out of costume for that? Ashley finishes up a twirl before addressing me. You can take the magical girl out of the outfit, but you can't take the magical girl out of your heart. True. Plus, I'm practicing for the final boss fight. Aren't you ready? What? Outlaw, you dig role-playing games, right? Doesn't this feel like you're about to enter the final boss fight? Like, hey, that's what I said. Like in every RPG ever? Look, you've gathered up all your team members. See, also, us, your friends. And we're all hunkered down in a dark, damp cave. See also, can I get an F? Now, we're having this epic, sentimental chat about winning or losing. I couldn't be more spot on.
What if?
Although, I do wonder what class you'd be, Outlaw. As long as Sue doesn't metamorphose into a six-winged floating half-torso of a monster as Gregorian chants play in the background, I think I can handle it. Can we get Amino Doremi up in here? Sephiroth returns. Speaking of which, how are you gonna handle it? I have a few options floating around in my head, but I was checking in with others to see what they recommend. If it was me trying to take down the final boss, I would give in to Sue's spunk and sass. Make it a bizarro final fight by playing to Sue's sense of adventure. Joke around with her. Maybe if we match up her antics with ours, we just might beat her best at our own silly game. Yes. No one can outplay me. I'm Outlaw, arcade manager, and all-around cool kid. I've got puns and jokes for days. That's what I'm talking about. There's no way to lose with that attitude. But I also know something else, which is to always trust Outlaw. Whatever you end up doing, I know you're gonna say, can I get an F, and consequently, us all. Isn't that a little too hopeful? There's a very real chance I can fail this. This isn't some game. This is real life. Of course I realize that. But I gotta have hope. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. And here's where I get really sappy. Ever since you came into Funplex on that day, you've affected us all. You've changed all our lives. And mine. For the better, of course. I've been watching you grow and change into this person before me, and you've inspired me to do the same thing. To become the person I want to be. So, Outlaw, no matter what happens in there, just know that you've made friends here. Friends that'll last a lifetime. Friendships are the very best. So happy to call you my friend, too. A lifetime isn't long enough. It's important to make connections with people. But a lifetime just isn't enough time. I need more time, Ashley. More time. Better take up medicine and find out those life hacks to make yourself immortal. And then hook the rest of us up with eternal life. And just so you know, you've been a tremendously amazing friend. Ashley twiddles her fingers for a second, and then deviates from the seriousness. Well, you've just got things to do before the big fight. Just make sure you're stocked up on potions, and don't forget to have the correct weapons equipped. No, Ohio Raptor. It looms closer. All I have is this crutch. Did you see the stats on it, though? Crutches do double damage to pesky teenagers. Good to know. And Ashley? Yeah, well, thanks for being so bright in this dark hour. You got it, friends. Now go out there and kick all the butts. I think I spot Percy sitting in the restaurant area. Yep, there he is, munching from a bowl of pretzels and watching some fighting game tourney on the sports channel.
Hello.
Oh, Outlaw, you've heard the news then? That our archenemy is the father of our secondary archenemy? Yep.
Rather unfortunate.
Unpleasant business, that. Simply unpleasant. I wish I could offer you boundless enthusiasm and a show of confidence, but this whole situation's gotten rather out of hand, hasn't it? As a matter of investment, my advice at this stage would be to cash out while you still can. I mean, I know that you won't, but that's what I'd suggest. Life is short, take it from me. Best to make the most of what you have than to lose it all. So, apologies for my inability to offer a pep talk. Afraid I'm rather melancholy today. It's okay, Percy. I'll take care of this little problem we're facing. Then I'll hold out hope. I'm not certain as to how you'll do this, but I'll hold out hope nonetheless. Nevertheless. Well, how would you do it? If you were willing to give it a go. I don't know how effective it would be, but I try to approach as a friend. Connect with Sue on an individual level. It's going to be difficult, mind you. She's young, she's got something to prove, she has friends she needs to impress. Digging through all that to get to her heart, well, you've got your work cut out for you, yes? Won't be easy, but I think I could do it. I've been considering taking a gentler approach, yeah. Thanks for the advice, Percy. Anytime, love. No matter what, if this turns violent again, you used to take the better part of valor and run for it. You got your youth and your health. Take from someone sitting in the Reaper's waiting room. There is no sense hastening that meeting. He always seems to joke about his own short lifespan, even if he's the only one who seems capable of laughing at it. Maybe I should really try to talk to him about this. Look, Percy, about your condition. We love you. We want you happy and healthy. Can nothing really be done? There are always options. Can I donate my heart? All these options are kind of... I would not say this to someone. They're all kind of crappy. Like, okay, this first one looks nice, but I assume most people with terminal illnesses know there's nothing that can be done. But for the, I don't know, I'll just pick this first one. I don't really like any of these, to be honest. Are you sure your condition is truly a death sentence? Can nothing really be done? Percy, we love you. You're part of the Can I Get an F family. I'd rather have you be here with us, enjoying Moopy, rather than attending your funeral. I know everyone else feels the same way. So are you sure there's nothing left to do? He does seem a bit taken aback at the outpouring of sentiment, and pauses before replying.
Well,
I suppose it's not like no stones got unturned, but there are some options. I just don't see the point of taking them. It seems a waste. I'm not all that you think I am. Not compared to. So you're saying there are options that could save you? Could, maybe, possibly, and I may consider them, perhaps, but our focus tonight should be on you, not me. Don't let my situation weigh on your mind, not at this critical moment. I'll hear no more of it. Understand? Fine.
lovely.
Now go out there and do right by your friends. Save Can I Get an F? And I've decided to hold out hope after all. Lovely, isn't it? Obviously, Queen Bee is playing Fist of Discomfort, right? I make my way to the FOD cabinet, and I'm in no way surprised to see her playing. Although this time, it's without the fancy rig and camera setup. It's just her.
Come on!
Ugh, I fucking hate playing against the AI. It's no challenge at all. I do this with my fucking eyes closed. Hey kid, jump in here and be my opponent. I know better than to do that, Queen Bee. You would pulverize me inside and out, and I'd be nothing but a human flesh puddle by the end. Sorta like how you're gonna take down the Deco family? Huh? Queen Bee definitely hits a button combination, which officially takes out her AI enemy. Removing herself from the cabinet, she pulls out her jacket, straightening it out. I'm imagining you going into Sue's hideout, kicking down the front door, guns a-blazing, yelling at the top of your lungs, and challenging Sue to one final showdown. What do you think? I think you've been talking too much with Ashley. Her imagination is rubbing off on you. Listen, Sue's a gamer and we know she's got a bit of a competitive streak, right? Be confident, throw down against your best shit talk. She won't be able to fight against it. She'll easily see we're superior to her daddy dearest. Sure. You're right, Queen Bee. Once Sue sees my guts, and hopefully not my literal guts, she won't be able to do anything but side with me. Kid, I believe in you. As one of the 4 Heavenly Kings, I endorse you. In fact, I wouldn't further my career as a pro gamer if I wasn't for you. When you first showed up at the Funplex, I thought you were going to be easy fodder for me to crush beneath my heels. This is supposed to make me feel better? Hold on a minute, kid. Let me finish. But as I got to know you, you aren't just another fan. You are a true friend. Sometimes, when I'm frustrated, I look to you for inspiration. Me? I'm just outlaw.
Not bad.
Yeah, fuck. Or shit. Something. Right? Watching you overcome your fears and fight for can I get an F makes my soul burn. Makes me realize I can overcome anything, too. Even my most hardcore battles. So when you go in the other night, don't have any doubt. You're a fucking badass person. And an even more badass friend. The blushy face. I am fucking awesome. I cherish you as a friend, too. Yeah, whatever. F yeah, when you put it like that. I am pretty badass. Probably the most badass friend you got. Isn't that right, Queen Bee? No, kids, stop. You're splitting my sides. But seriously, I'm glad to have you as a friend. Okay. I can't handle any more of this mushy friendship talk. It's gonna ruin my reputation as the most radical person here. We can't have that. I don't think anyone believes you are less than radical.
Hey, thanks.
Go and do your thing. Well, and don't forget to kill him dead tonight. As I'm about to retort, she beats me to it. I meant that literally, not figuratively. Ta. There's one place I know I'm going to find Teo. And when I get there, he's already on stage, grooving to the beat. It's exactly like the first day I encountered Teo. Not a care in the world besides the BPMs and the flashing lights surrounding him. Let's look at this underappreciated Teo art we don't get to see much. There he go. Never skip a day, do you? And even when impending doom is nigh? Even when we're about to go head-to-head with Sue? I think I might have missed a couple days when I got the flu once. Seriously, just thinking about you facing off against Deko's daughter worried me the heck out. That's why I hopped on Showtime's stage, to quell that anxiety. Dancing is a good way to clear the mind and work off any stress. Teo wipes the sweat from his brow as he hops down from the cabinet to join me on the arcade floor. Teo's carefree nature sheds, and he looks me dead in the eyes. Outlaw, you don't realize how you've impacted us all, do you? I know it may not seem like it, but all of us have been impacted by what you've done for us and for our arcades.
Thank you.
We're all super grateful. Especially me and my crew. You've helped me grow my community of dancers and kept us from harm. Even when we tend to break the fire codes. I feel like you took the charge for that. I just provide a place for you to all play Showtime stage. Exactly. Without you, my crew? No, me. I wouldn't have been able to grow without your guidance. You taught me so much. Since I met you, you've shown that it's possible to care for others and take care of your own needs. And for that, I'm truly honored to be your friend. I've got that Care Bear stare. How can I not care for my friends? Call me caring nurse. Can't care for others if you don't care for yourself. Friends are so important to me. Through the Funplex, I've made such close ones too. I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us. Without my friends, I'd be lost. And we'd be lost without you, Outlaw. Lost in the sea of beeps and boops. I smile at Teo. He's always got a way to bring up the mood, and right now, I could use that brightness. Your words are comforting. But Teo, with you, and with everyone else counting on me, maybe I should get on the stage and dance. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't stressed. And you have every right to be. You have to find a way to convince Sue to join our side. I don't envy you right now, Outlaw. Not one bit. By the way, how are you going to do that? What's the plan? I'm still trying to figure that one out exactly. What would you do if you were me? Teo takes a minute to really think it over. So you're still a teenager, right? Very much so. And what do teenagers do best? Rebel? Precisely. And how do they rebel? By doing what they want when they want. They're all about having fun. Appeal to her sense of adventure and mischief. You're sort of convince her if you act as childish as she will. I'm the manager of an arcade. Of course I'm all about having a good time. If we can show her we're the better party people than her family, she might just join forces with us. Or just for the heck of it. That's the spirit. No matter what happens in there, Mateo and his wily crew of dancers has always got your back. You're part of our community after all, and a bond like that never dies. Thanks for always believing in me. No problem, my friend. Now get out there and show them your moves. Finally, we're going to talk to Juniper. Juniper's grabbing some dinner at the moment. I've never seen someone angrily eat hot wings before, but somehow she manages it.
Come on.
This whole situation is total poop butts. She lets out a heavy sigh as I approach.
That sucks.
You just dug yourself out of the hole your life had become, and now you're gonna lose another arcade? It sucks. It seriously sucks. Can I get an F isn't lost yet. But it's not like you have a total plan about how to save it yet, right? Other than go talk to someone who may or may not help. Honestly, that's about as much of a plan as I ever have. And right now, it's as good as a plan as we're going to get. If you were going to go to my place, how would you handle this? Well, I guess there's two tricks I'd try. One, she is a teenager, right? A rebel to the core. Be a rebel, a descendant, a class clown. Connect with her on that level and make her feel your wild too. Two, she's a teenager, right? I remember being young and totally stupid. Let her make a mistake, then outthink her, keeping calm and using that to react to her moves. I guess they're wildly different ideas, but hey, one of them will work, right? I remember being her age too. I'm sure I could live up to the hijinks she gets up to and connect to her sense of teenage rebellion. Adulthood is for weenies.
Definitely.
You know, I'm proud of you. You've come so far from the Princess family curse days when you blame all your misfortunes on fickle fate. Instead, you're diving in and trying to strangle fate with its own strings. And I want you to know, win or lose, I'll still be here.
BFFs for life.
I'm your best friend, arcade or no arcade. And even if you lose this place, you'll always have a home. I'll make you pizza bagels and give you a shoulder to cry on. If I ever see another pizza bagel, I will hurl. All the cartoons I can watch? No, we'll be mushy. Thank you, Juniper. Your support means a lot to me. You're my best friend forever. My BFF. And that will never change. Aw, you make me blush, you big goof. Okay, I'm sufficiently cheered up, thanks to your infectious spirit. Now get out there and let him have it, Tiger. Alright, real quick, I'm gonna take a super short break and run to the bathroom, but I will be back in just a moment. I have returned. As always, my body says you must yawn now. Help me adjust in my chair. We are ready to leave. No sense putting it off any longer. I talked to everyone that I wanted to. I gathered as much information as I could. I'm just delaying the inevitable at this point. It's time to do this, for the sake of my future, my dreams, my friends' dreams. And can I get an F itself? I take Gavin's hand in mine as a soft smile curls my lips. We're ready to depart and face our destiny together. It's a short trip across town, and before we know it, we're standing outside Ghost Monster's HQ, a rundown warehouse in the bad side of town. A wooden sign, long since fallen off the side of the building, identifies it as belonging to Nostalgia Commodities Incorporated. Well, this is... A loose window falls from its frame, shattering on the ground nearby. A bit of a fixer-upper. Can you think of a better place for a street gang to lay low? Odds are Deco owns this building anyway. Correct. Nostalgia Commodities Incorporated is wholly owned by a subsidiary of Deco's Palace, LLC. Wonderful. Deep breaths, Outlaw. Stay focused, stay centered. You'll get through this, and save Can I Get an F? Gavin, is that optimism I hear? I'll neither confirm nor deny. You should take point on this and lead the investigation. Whoa. I accidentally closed Twitch chat. I didn't mean to. Hold on. I made an oopsie. Oh, get off the screen. Oh no. Docs. Chat. Where'd it go? No. Oh, I think I know what I did. Toolbars. Sorry for this horrid mistake. Scene sources. Okay, there we go. Get off dang old screen. You should be taking point on this and lead the negotiations, but I'll be watching and observing, or waiting and observing, and will intersperse myself should I see a prime opportunity. Shall we? I sigh once, looking over at my companion. I'm sure glad I'm not going at this alone. I'm nervous for sure, but I know what I have to do. I settle down on my crutches, armpits resting on the padding, as I prepare to enter the belly of the beast.
Hey, listen.
Iris, kind of about to be in the middle of something here. I know, and I've spontaneously reprogrammed myself to include a new measurable metric, which should be useful for your mission. I call it the incredibly right indicator of success. Or IRIS, for short. Hey, when you have a great acronym already, you may as well use it. I'm going to start analyzing Sue's vocal patterns once you step in there to determine how close you are to convincing her. That way, you'll know if you're on the right track, or if you need to try something different. Let's take a look at your current score. Currently, you have a 0.0% chance of success. Yay? Well, okay, that's probably a bit disheartening, but think of it like, if I walked in right away now, I'd fail miserably instead of, I'm doomed, I'm doomed, I'm doomed! But speaking of doom, well, since there is a chance you can actually fail this time, rather than be assured you can mumble your way through the problem, would you like me to back up your data first? Yes. Alright. You are now ready to proceed. Good luck. Wait, Outlaw, a word. Seriously? My arms are getting tired standing here waiting to face my doom. It's about your iris. I've suspected this for some time, but you aren't using the free version of my sister's app, are you? Oops. I should probably lie and cover for Iris. She's scared of Gavin thanks to his connection to her parent tech company, and his skepticism of her sentience. But this is Gavin. I know his heart, and I know it'd hurt him if I wasn't honest. Iris is not technically in ad-supported free mode. That's not true. When you have pizza on a bagel, And I'm correct that you are also not technically paying for her advanced linguistic interface. And also technically true. She's sorta paying for herself. Kinda. Gavin sighs, shaking his head. Fine. Fine? I mean, fine, right. Everything is fine. I've been watching how you two interact ever since the day Outlaw joined the Funplex. I suspected from the start, of course. While I don't entirely trust the mashup of random artificial intelligence systems my sister made, squishing a bunch of projects into a single product, it's clear that Iris has proven her worth to you. And for lack of a better term, you two are now friends. Therefore, I promise to keep her intelligence a secret, should that be what you desire, Outlaw. I let out a sigh of relief, as does Iris, though hers is simulated. Thank you, Gavin. I appreciate your discretion on this. Yes, well, if we were to jumpstart a zeroth law Asimovian dystopia, I suppose I'd prefer it to be with an electronic overlord as adorable and friendly as Iris. But that remains to be seen. Perhaps you've been a good influence on her, and through the power of your friendship, we can avoid creating the great digital overlord. I promise not to nuke anybody, or send killer bots back in time. I'm an ice app. Now then, no further interruptions, shall we? Taking a deep breath, I thumb swing my way into the warehouse on my crutches, with my companion beside me. I don't know what I expected to find on entering the lair of a notorious gang of cybercriminals, but a makeshift arcade that rivals my own was not high on the list. If this is a dumping ground of a warehouse for Deco's industry, it makes sense. A place where old arcade games go to die, turned into a playland for punks. A disorganized maze of games litters the ground floor, poorly lit and barely functional. Only some of the screens are on, and many have serious ghosting burn-in. As for the ghost monsters themselves, the good news is they haven't noticed our arrival. As I look up, I can see them on the second floor in the catwalks. Huh, they seem distracted. That's good news. The bad news? They're distracted because they have a visitor.
Unfortunate.
I have to say, Sue, I'm extremely disappointed in you. It's hard to get a good angle from down here, hidden in the shadows, but it sounds like the old man's ranting at his daughter in his usual passive-aggressive way. I could stay hidden and eavesdrop on their conversation, gather some more information. Or I could announce myself and barge in on them. Both are risky. Which makes the most sense for how I'm going to handle the negotiations we're about to have. I'm going in large and in charge.
You understand.
All I want from you is so very, very little. Just destroy Can I Get an F? Why is it so hard to do what your father wants? Yes, Dad. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, I'm not a fan of all their psychodrama. I'm not a fan of all their family psychodrama. And frankly, it bores me. I'm not here to play therapist. I'm here to kick ass. What I need to do is make a lasting impression on Sue and show her that I mean business. Which is admittedly a bit difficult to do while on crutches. So rather than charge up there, I start banging my crutch against the handrail of the stairs leading to her gathering. Ghost monsters! Come out to play! It's time to make amends for what you did to Can I Get an F? Damn, that feels good. Right in line with my usual style. If I wanted a reaction, Immediately, two of her goons flank us, ready to pummel us in a human goo. Before Sue raises a hand to stop them, and I sigh in relief. Come on up, come. I wasn't really prepared to entertain guests. Don't got a pot of tea boiling, but why not? Mi casa es su casa. Sue's weirdly cheerful about this development, while Deco clearly is the opposite of amused. Now's the time to use the moment to my advantage, and I know just what to say. Deco, buddy, long time no see. It's been what, hours? Interesting, catching you here consorting with criminals. An odd welcome mat, but I'll take it. Your reckoning's at hand, Mr. Nami. We'll go with the first one. Deco, buddy, pal. How's tricks? Gosh, it's been so long. It feels like just this morning you were at my arcade. Threatening me. And now, here we are. What a coincidence. Deco's face twists into a grotesque blend of anger and fear. What in the hell? I can't be seen here if any record ends up online. Jeez, Dad, relax. Relax. Clyde. On cue, Clyde steps out from the shadows, their fingers dancing over the phone as they concentrate on the screen. Both of them have phones with Iris Assistant apps loaded. We're blocking their outgoing data streams. There should be no verifiable data evidence of this conversation uploaded anywhere. Now, I can't stop the Irises from hearing you, but I can hijack their accounts if you need me to, so we can manually wipe their memory. Just say the word. And we'll see. Thanks, Clyde. Clyde nods in agreement, backing out of the spotlight. Happy now, Dad? You're clear. Quit freaking out.
As you like.
Not that it matters. My business with this mixed princess is already concluded. I was more than courteous to you, and you spat in my face. It's clear we will never see eye to eye, and I have nothing more to say to you. Actually, we're not here to talk to you. I came here tonight to have a chat with... Wait for it. Your daughter. Timing is everything. How did you...
Well, well, well. You're a resourceful one. A squeaky clean arcade industry titan can't let anyone know about his hooligan daughter, can he? No, no. So I've had to keep that under wraps. Good work sleuthing it out. You know, honestly, I like you. I like your arcade. It's super rad. And I appreciate you didn't just kick me out. You were willing to give me a second chance. I didn't want to trash your big moment, but... well...
She cast a sidelong glance at her father.
Didn't exactly have a choice, did I?
I didn't want to come back and cause you more trouble after that, so I stayed away. Figured I'd done what I had to do and could leave it at that. But you didn't finish the job. Can I get an F still stands. Not that it matters, I suppose, nor does this little last-ditch effort to save it. I see your game, Mixed Princess. It's as obvious as the sad little strategic moves you made so far to keep your arcades afloat. Sadly, nothing you say or do will save Can I Get an F from my inevitable takeover. This is simply how the industry works. Now, Sue, it's time you finish what you started. Sue shifts her attention from her father back to me, and it's hard to read what she's thinking, but I have to think of something to calm the tension. I step forward, my fist clenched, ready. But before words escape me, someone is by my side. And I'll admit there's a little method in our madness, but if pinball has taught me one thing, it's the need to adapt your strategy on the fly. And I'm confident by the time we walk out of here on your own 2 feet, our own 2 feet, Sue will no longer be your willing puppet.
Seriously? If you think you could come here and convince my daughter to turn on me, you're sorely mistaken. Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. She knows I'm the one she can rely on at all times. Without me, what is she? Just a simple thief with simple friends.
The ghost monsters exchange glances with each other, frowning and rolling their eyes, but they don't utter a word or move against Deco. They clearly want to pounce, but hold themselves back.
But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. Oh, and I also put a roof over her head, feed her, and clothe her. I spare no expense. In other words, she knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice. After all, Father knows best. Father knows all. And in the world of arcades, Dekonami knows and controls all. You can't stop that. You can't fight it, and you can't win. Sue, if you would kindly show our friend the exit, as forcefully as you like, perhaps make a game of it. See if your buddies can wreck the other leg.
Seriously? Vindictive much? Do it. Ugh, fine. Inky pinky, bounce them both. With a flick of the wrist, Sue gestures for her buddies to make us into street pizza. This is it. This is the moment. I need to say something that... Whoa, sorry. My voice cracked. I need to say something that will convince Sue to do the impossible, to flip on her control freak father. And it has to be something absolutely true to my core, to who I've become as a person. It's time for Outlaw Princess to pull one more rabbit out of a hat. Come on, well, this is our option, so come on, where's the fun in that? I came to battle, and I challenge you to a pizza bagel eating contest. I smiled confidently at Sue. How about instead of having the ghost monsters here pummeling us into street pizza, we have a sort of pizza adjacent challenge. The cogs turn in Sue's mind as she glares at me quizzically. She waves at the ghost monsters to stop their advance, and they immediately relax out of their fighting stance. Oh, and what do you have in mind? I, Outlaw, Cursebreaker, Arcade Lover, first of my name, challenge you, Tsunami, cyber criminal, badass punk, heir to the Nami estate, to a pizza bagel eating contest. Sue bursts out laughing, but when she locks eyes with me, she knows I'm serious. Oh, for real? As real as it gets. She brings her finger to her lip, toying with the idea, letting it linger on her mouth. My palms are sweating, awaiting her response. Truly, this is the best shot I have. I'm not much of a strategic thinker. I lack the moxie to fight her outright, and I never had an eloquence with emotional words. Eloquence. I'm all about eccentricity and having a good time, and if an eating contest with one of my favorite foods doesn't scream fun, then I have nothing left to offer. Not to mention, over the last few months, I've consumed so many pizza bagels that my stomach is an iron fortress. Sue's still contemplating the challenge when something interrupts both of our thinking. Sounds like your stomach wants it more than you do. The ghost monster snickered behind her. Man, I can't lie. It's actually been a while since I last ate. I'm hungry to win. Ha, I like your spirit, Outlaw, and I've given it a good think. Let me just say that. I'm totally down for it. Let's do this. I breathe relief. Well, Deco huffs annoyance. This is ludicrous. This is absolute madness. Sue, this is my choice.
I run the show.
Chill it,
Not you.
whoa. Chill it, Pops. This is my house, and in my house, we play by my rules. And my rules 100% include competitive eating. That shuts Deco up promptly. He grumbles, crossing his arms in defiance. It's hard to tell which is the child and which is the adult at this point. Sue turns her attention back to me. There'll be no walk in the park, Outlaw. Oh, no. It's not going to be a regular competition of whoever eats the most pizza bagels wins. I didn't expect it to be easy. Good. This won't shock you when I tell you we were playing until someone pukes. You heard me, Outlaw. This is for all the guts and glory. Meaning, if you vomit before I do, you'll ditch Deco and join me? Yep, and if you throw up first, your ass is out the door with nothing. Bro, this contest sucks. As revolting as that sounds, I don't really have a choice. I sort of put myself in this situation, and honestly, yeah, right, Marcos? That's not an eating contest. That's just... Ugh. I'm not worried. This is my strength. There's no time for doubt anymore. These were my terms originally. Sue just took it to the next level. I nodded to her. Excellent. Now, Clyde, if you'll step forward. Clyde, dear, would you? It would be my pleasure to eat these pizza bagels in your honor. What? But my challenge is with you, Sue, not one of your ghost monsters. No offense, Clyde. None taken. But I'll gladly do whatever Sue wishes of me.
No helping it.
Yeah, hashtag not sorry. I'm like super lactose intolerant. I can't consume a drop of dairy without instantly throwing it back up. And that's not much of a fair fight, Outlaw. So Clyde here will be my mouth. I grumble and complain, but still, there is no turning back now. Denying Sue would just make her dislike me and turn back over to Deco. Sure, it's fine. Also, did I forget to mention that Clyde can eat anyone under the table? I've seen them consume more food than humanly possible. Sheepishly, Clyde looks to the floor and smiles weakly. He did forget that part. I shrug reluctantly, and Sue takes that as an indicator to start things up. Alright, punch it, Clyde. Clyde takes out their phone and, using their index finger, taps the middle of the screen. It's a second of pure silence before I hear mechanical whirling from a distance. I feel the ground shake as I watch the floor beneath us separate, and a platform raises from the depths. What is happening? Fog billows up around the platform in dramatic fashion, and colorful spotlights illuminate the catwalks. Once the theatrics die down and my eyes adjust, I know 2 tables have been moved into place nearby. One is plain, nothing but chairs surround it. The other is draped in fancy silk tablecloth and covered in pizza bagels. It is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle arena. Mounds upon mounds of pizza bagels, all manner of kinds and flavors. It's more than my taste buds can handle. But how? What? You don't think I'm always prepared for an eating competition? Ha! We do these every Thursday night. Plus my buddies run the drama club. They can quickly move set-up decorations like whoa. Or set decorations. Everyone's laughing. Even Deco cracks a grin, save for me and Gavin, who exchange awkward glances. Now without any further interruptions. Well, there's a typo there. Ala's cuisine. Ale? I don't know. Clyde smoothly slides over to the bountiful feast, ready to begin. Meanwhile, I stumble along on my crutches, trying to keep up with them. Sue commandingly sits at the head of the table so she can watch everything. She leans back confidently, her arms resting behind her head. Her smirk hasn't left her lips since we started. Clyde quickly picks up a plate, and with no regard to flavor, slides an armful of the little delicacies onto their dish. A couple even topple off the edge and fall onto the floor. Once filled to the brim, Clyde turns around and sits down at the table. It's my turn now, and looking over the choices, I feel a pang of anxiety. I have a decision to make, and there are too many delicious choices. Which one do I take? Take my favorite ones? If I lose, then I'll never be able to consume that kind of pizza bagel again. Or do I take one of the less palatable ones? What if I'm too grossed out and end up gagging on them midway through the competition? My hand shakes, hovering over the pizza bagels. I make a snap decision and my hand reaches out for her. Cheese. Plain and simple is the way to go. No meat equals no defeat. It's less overall food to consume anyway, which means my stomach will be in a better place than Clyde's. After I fill up my plate with cheese pizza bagels, making sure it's roughly the same amount as Clyde's, I make my way back to the table. There's another typo there. 2. Yes, Ohio style. The only empty spot is a clear invitation for me, and I sit my butt down next to Clyde. Looking around at the completion of people beside me. Okay, this is either the strangest family dinner or the best poker table I've ever been at. You could cut the tension with a knife. Luckily, Sue shatters the mood by hitting the table with her fist. Good golly, took you long enough, outlaw. Clyde here looked like they were ready to take a nap waiting for you to fill up. A series of metal catwalks and platforms aren't exactly easy to navigate on crutches, but I'm here now. I'm ready to win. Don't go counting your chicken pizza bagels before they hatch. Clyde, any last words for your face is stuffed full of microwavable meals? I won't let you down, Sue. Glad to hear it. What about you, outlaw? Also a pasta, Sue. Yeah, let's say it. I don't exactly know what that means, but I saw it on the interwebs once, and when I said it, I made it sound badass. Smooth. Real diplomatic. But I tire of all this yapping. On the countdown from 3, we start. 3, 2, 1. Eat! In one smooth movement, my hands reach and grab bagel after pizza bagel and shove them into my mouth. As I chow down, the cheese flavor explodes in my mouth. The tang of the tomato sauce combines with the gooey bagel, a semi-nutritious form of edible heaven and hell. But I don't have the time to sit and savor. I need to chew as quickly as possible. I continue the motions of mastication. and I realize my mouth is insanely dry. It's getting harder and harder to chew with nothing lubing it up. I look up to Sue and make a motion with my free hand for a drink. Oh, silly me. How could I forget the water? Pinky, get these fine people some water. Pinky hastily brings us huge red plastic cups and places them down in front of us. My jaw aches from the chomping and I gladly welcome the liquid. Taking the cup in hand, I dunk the pizza bagel. I take my cheese pizza bagels and dunk them into the water cup. The texture of slimy, wet pizza bagels. Yeah, it's not the most enticing feeling in my mouth, but chewing them up has become twice as easy. I'm powerhousing through these now. It feels like it's been forever, and it couldn't have been more than several minutes. As I stuff more eatables into my mouth, my tummy is already feeling it. But it feels like success. This is barely a dent in my iron insides, and I could eat like this all day long. The remaining pile of pizza bagels still in front of me doesn't even matter. I'm not slowing down, not for an instant. Sizing up Clyde's plate, we're neck and neck. They're still slightly shocked that I'm able to keep the pace, but they give me a friendly nod as we continue the onslaught of our stomachs. Sue watches us intently, and glee spreads over her entire face. The ghost monsters are cheering on Clyde, whose eyes haven't really left Sue. Their entire concentration is focused on her. Just from their dedication, I can tell that Clyde cares for Sue, or why else would they? You don't just go through horrible indigestion for the fun of it, for the hell of it. Fucks? What? My eyes move from Clyde and Sue to Gavin, who's rooting for me. I feel our hearts connect at this moment, and I wink as they push more tiny treats into my hole. Oh, as I push. However, it's not before long that Sue has something to say. This is great, I mean really, watching you both shove food into your faces is priceless. You look like little pizza chipmunks. It'd be really cute except for the sauce and cheese smeared across your face. Clyde, you even have it in your hair. How's that possible? Clyde shrugs, their mouth too full to respond. As I was saying, it's great, but it's really missing something. Something more unconvincing. I'm no normal lady, so this is no normal eating competition. So, I had Inky prepare you a little something. Inky. Inky comes over carrying 3 covered silver platters and places them onto the table before us. One by one, he lifts the cover to reveal something truly revolting. One platter has completely burnt pizza bagels to a crisp. Gross. The second has raw pizza bagels. The uncooked slime glistening in the light. Super gross. The final plate has completely frozen pizza bagels. The crystals from the freezer burn sparkle wildly. Super duper gross. I make disgusted faces in between bites of the normal pizza bagels at the entourage of gross newcomers. And if Clyde is at all disgusted, they aren't showing it. Once the damage is done, Inky sits back down at the family table. Now this will make things way more interesting. Outlaw, to continue this food competition, you'll have to choose one of the options and consume all of them. If you don't pick one, I'll take that as you giving up, forfeiting the win. You'll have to pack your bags and limp your loser ass home. Sue giggles, as I'm completely at her will. Taking a closer look though, there are only 12 of them. It's not bad. It's not that bad, right? Well, I can stomach this. Cause hey, since I'm a generous gal, I'll even let you have first choice. Clyde doesn't seem to react to anything Sue throws at them. They keep on chewing, completely and utterly focused. Come now, we don't have all day. Make your decision, Outlaw. Sue throws her head back and laughs. This amuses her all too greatly. There's another typo there. Just the thought of all these make my stomach start to turn. I look at Sue, then back to my plate, then back to Sue, and then finally at Gavin, pleadingly. Outlaw, given what little I know about food safety practices based on running an entertainment establishment, well, I don't think you'd appreciate the facts. If you keep this up, I'm afraid you'll, as they say, blow chunks everywhere. I roll my eyes at Gavin. I know he's doing his best, but I just want some nice words of encouragement. Maybe try doing something unexpected? Hush from the peanut gallery, no help please. Sue tries to undo it, but it's too late. I'm already inspired. I can do this. Don't think too hard about it. I just have to go with what my gut says. Just as I finish up the last of the bagels on my plate, I reach for the next plate. You know, I used to eat frozen chicken nuggets as a child, so we're gonna go with the frozen pizza bagels. Frozen seems like the lesser of three evils. No way could I deal with the texture of slimy raw bagels. And the burnt ones? No thank you. I'm not devouring carcinogens. I grab a frozen one and put it in my mouth. It instantly freezes the inside of my mouth and it's extremely difficult to chew. Oh, an interesting choice, Outlaw. Just hope you don't vomit. Or do I? Sue's taunt gets to me as I watch Clyde as I watch as Clyde swipes up the raw ones. As they begin tackling the uncooked mini pizzas, they've no trouble eating them, unlike me. My jaw hurts. Maybe I should have gone for a different one. My stomach continues to fill, and I fill it more with every bite. I worry how much of this I can actually take before I burst, but I can't give up. Not when so much rides on this. In a synchronous movement, Clyde and I pick up the last pizza bagel on our plate and chomp down hard in unison. We exchange glances, and even though we're pitted against each other, I feel some camaraderie with them. Still too early to tell whose stomach will come on top. Or rather, stay in. Sue knows it. As I defiantly lock eyes with her, I continue chewing until the last bite. Meh. My last challenge was a real yawner, which means I get to spice up this next challenge. Literally. Blinky, bring forth the hot sauce. Blinky stands up, producing a giant bottle of hot sauce from his pockets, and slams it onto the table. If I wasn't worried before, I am now. As you can see, this is a one-of-a-kind condiment. Ghost Monster Pepper hot sauce is over 1 jillion units on the Scoville heat scale. This is the kind of hot sauce that's so hot, it goes back in time and kills your ancestors. Only the bravest souls dare to attempt consume it. While you were otherwise detained, I'd Blinky whip up you a batch of pizza bagels doused in this stuff. On cue, Blinky stacks another plate of pizza bagels in front of me and Clyde. They're drenched in the red, viscous liquid dripping onto the plate. The ratio of hot sauce to pizza bagel is not forgiving. They're practically more sauce than bagel at this point. Aw, don't be shy now. They aren't that bad, honest. I gulp audibly before taking one in my hand. Clyde and I toast the bagels to each other before we say goodbye to our taste buds. Instantly, my entire mouth is aflame. It's hot. Really, really hot. Not like in the, oh, it's a summer's day. Oh no. It's like my lips are literally on fire. Chewing is barely an option as my eyes water and I open my mouth, hoping for a rush of cool air to find its way in. My cheeks flush, and every millisecond becomes more painful than the previous. I told you it wasn't for the faint of heart. But like I've said, I'm not a mean person, not like my dear old dad. So I'll give you some options to cool down your mouth. Blinking back tears, I barely see Blinky bring us a plethora of options and sets them in front of us. See, I provided you some more water, glass of milk, couple of slices of bread, and freshly squeezed lemon juice. Enjoy! Spice is getting in my head. I feel dizzy and the pain is reaching excruciating levels. Knowing Sue, not all these options will necessarily help me. She wants me to spew my guts, and if that means from pain, well, she plays to win. There's one thing I know that will instantly cool down my mouth, and I reached for the milk. Nothing extinguishes a mouth fire faster than a glass of milk. Milk molecules bind to the spice molecules and wash it all away. It's science. At least I think that's the science behind it. I grab the glass of milk and swish it around my mouth. Instantly, I feel relief. The same can't be said for Clyde, however. Sweat drips down their face, and I can see them falter. They may be able to eat me under a table, but spice isn't their strong suit. Finally, I gulp down the final hot sauce-drenched pizza bagel as remnants of heat still linger in my mouth. But I haven't hurled chunks yet. I'm still not giving up. Not on myself, not on the hopes and dreams of everyone from Can I Get an F. Lifting my hand, I wipe the crumbs from my face and look Sue dead in the eyes. You can't break me. I've endured worse for more in my life. Good night, Ro. Thanks for popping by. And you think a little food challenge is gonna stop me? My mental strength and endurance will overpower my stomach. There's no way I'll even let the thought of losing enter my mind. A wry smile bends the corners of Sue's mouth. Well, 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 look who's finally coming up for air. You've been so focused on eating you haven't even said a word. I applaud your attempt at goading me, but I ain't about to fall for your viperine tongue. I gotta give you credit though, this just keeps getting better and better, and really, I'm highly entertained. Honestly can't remember the last time I had this much fun. Clyde, when was the last time we had this much fun? Exactly 173 days ago. That's right, but let's not get too carried away in fond memories. We're in the here and the now, and no one's puked yet, and I really want to see that. So, how about one last challenge to make that magical moment happen? You know what they say about not exercising after a meal, right? We'll put on those workout clothes, because it's time to fight to get fit. Gotta burn off all the excess calories. This challenge is so unfair, what the hell? My stomach groans in defense. I'm slightly relieved that I don't have to shove any more pizza bagels down my gullet. But I'm more distraught that the next phase in the challenge is extreme movement with a gut full of food. I remember seeing the poor fools at the pool who went swimming right after chowing down a hearty meal. It wasn't a pretty sight. The cramping, the bloating, me jumping in to save them. Gosh, I sure hope Sue doesn't reveal a swimming pool underneath this arcade. And if this wasn't bad enough, I'm still recovering from being shot. But I'm still on crutches. Doctor said I'm supposed to take it easy. You don't think I can see that? Sounds like I'm gonna force you to run a marathon or divert a river or any other Herculean task. I know your limitations, and so should you, yeah? Because I'm not just the nicest person, or because I'm just the nicest person, I'm gonna let you choose the exercise. I don't care what you decide, so as long as you're moving that body. I'm not sure if that's being nice or sadistic. Sue winks at me.
I run the show.
6 to
Not
1,
you.
half a dozen of another, but can you blame me? Came here into my house, you play by my rules, and that's that. I can't really argue on that one. My stomach can, as it hasn't stopped complaining about the gastrointestinal abuse I've been putting it through. You've had quite a break with us just chatting away. Enough of a rest to settle that tummy of yours. Now shut up and move. Both Clyde and I stand up from the table. I hobble my way to a more open space. There aren't any weights or exercise bikes for me to use, so I'll just have to make it up on the fly. Once I get into the spot, I take a deep breath, preparing myself mentally and physically for this challenge. As if dropping the mic, I cast off my crutches. They hit the floor with a resounding clank. Alright, here goes nothing. I guess do a plank. Burpees and jumping jacks don't sound like a good idea. Carefully, I lower myself into a push-up position. I keep my body straight and my abs tight. Wait, isn't that a dead meme? Although it can't be used on your gut. Well, okay, I'll allow it. Holding the position is easy enough on my injured leg, and I'm in minimal discomfort there. The true challenge is what's going on with my abdomen. It's all about core strength for this exercise, and tightening those muscles is making my stomach hurt. Feeling my abs push back against my stomach, there's just not enough space in my torso. But all things considered, I'm holding on. It's not unbearable yet. I can endure. I notice Clyde is just mirroring my movements and keeping at my pace. Any other day I'd be down for a more traditional plank off, but I'd like an empty stomach and a healed leg first. Glancing over at my competitor, our eyes carry the same weight. We've come this far, and we're still holding on, whether it's out of pride, strength, or a mix of both, we can't tell. We are here. The whole world just blurs away from this moment. Deco, Gavin, and the ghost monsters, and the arcade. Just me, Sue, and Clyde. Stop! Clyde and I face Sue and stop moving. From behind her back, Sue produces one more pizza bagel and holds it out to us, the final one. The room is dead silent. It takes a moment for my brain and my GI tract to fully comprehend what happened. There's no way I could eat another one. My insides howl in distress as I look at Clyde. I can tell they're suffering too. We exchange nervous glances and weakly reach out to Sue. We're barely keeping it together. We both feel it now, the pain in our guts, the anxiety of losing, the worry of spewing all over everything. Come on, someone better barf soon. What's the holdup? My stomach gurgles audibly as I feel bile crawl slowly up my esophagus. My mouth waters as I hunch over. I'm about to burst. I open my mouth and close it up again. Clyde horks all over the floor. The thought of one more pizza bagel is too much for them. Everybody takes 1d6 splash damage. I recoil, trying to calm my own gag reflex from mirroring Clyde. Well, I can't help but feel sorry for them, but better them than me. I'm sorry, Sue. I'm bleh. The vomitus just doesn't stop, and the ghost monsters rush over to help their companion. What the hell is vomitus? Oh, geez, Clyde, you gonna be okay? Clyde gives a thumbs up towards Sue before proceeding to take 5 and get some water. Iron stomach much? That was a blast. You always this much fun to be around. I weakly nod, wiping a little drool from the corner of my mouth. Now then, if we're all quite done with this ridiculous schoolyard fun and games. Yeah, we're done here. I've decided to help out Outlaw.
A win's a win, and a deal's a deal.
What?
You know, you've been honest with me and willing to put up with a staggering amount of my childish bull. That shows character. Shows strength. Shows a hell of a lot more strength of character than my father's ever managed, in fact. I think we can do business. You want to save your arcade? I've got the evidence you need to stick Daddy Dearest behind bars for the rest of his life. Every dirty deal I've ever helped him carry out. And believe you me, that's a lot of extremely filthy, filthy deeds.
You can't do this. I forbid it. You are my daughter, and if I go down, you're coming with me.
Really? I think I can spin this entire mess as your fault.
I'd like to see you try, you ignorant brat. You're a career criminal, incorrigible to the end. What possible proof could you offer up of your innocence?
Sue snaps her fingers and points to my phone.
Oh, Iris. Would you kindly?
Sure thing, Miss Sue. And from my speaker, a perfect audio recording of Deco's earlier self-incriminating words.
Who knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. She knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
Golly, that sure smells like corruption of a minor and blackmail to me. And once I do my hair and pigtails and offer a jury big puppy dog eyes, oh, my mean old dad forced me into a life of crime. Well, what do you think happens next?
No, that's impossible. You said you blocked all recording devices. I said I couldn't block Iris from functioning. Just block her from uploading her recordings anywhere. She was still listening this whole time. And you can go ahead and remove the data block now, Clyde. Already done. I've also uploaded a press kit based on our Deco Nami archives to the 5 major newspapers, 11 websites, ESPN, Esports Center, and HGTV. Home and Garden Television? I figured the 2 guys from Arcade Flippers might be interested. I really like that show. That settled, Sue turns a smug, satisfied smile towards her doomed father.
Welcome to the Ides of March, Dad. You want to get me in trouble too? You feel free. At worst, I'll do a year or 2 in juvie. But you're gonna bleed out on the floor by the time I'm through.
Show my father the door, gently. Don't leave any marks, at least.
No! No! This is completely unacceptable! I am your father! I'm Deco Nami! I am the arcade business!
Inky and Blinky easily restrain Deco by the arms. But I just can't let him go without having my 2 cents. Hi, arcade business. I'm Dad. Did you just seriously dad joke my dad? Damn right I did.
You impudent, insignificant little...
Are you still here? Not for long.
I haven't lost. I can still fight this. I can still...
He's dead. And the ghost monsters remove Deco from our sights. Instantly, the entire atmosphere of the place changes, as if a great weight is lifted. I couldn't be more relieved, and I relaxed into a sigh. I'm not gonna lie, the next few days will be interesting to say the least. I think you better stay at my place. My parents won't mind at all. Yeah, I'm gonna need to hide out until the heat's off. Maybe practice batting my eyelashes at weak old jury box full of concerned parents. Sue blinks in astonishment. Oh, right, Outlaw. You're still here. I knew you were special. Knew it from day one. The heat ever cools off, we make amends with lollipop chains, or lovely chainsaws. I might pop by your arcade, play some games, and not strap any.
I'll keep my promise. The public will know Deco hired a gang to go after you. That should exonerate your arcade as a victim of his shady dealings. So, we square?
Yes. You're a terrible person. We're square, circle, rhombus, and octagon. We're up and down, left, right, blah, blah.
Sweet.
Well, that was far messier and chaotic than I'd have preferred. But in the end, we persevered. We saved the arcade. There'll be a lot of work in the days ahead as the fallout settles. But I'll be by your side, ready to help. I'm glad I could do my part to protect your dream.
Not my dream, Gavin. Our dream. The next few days passed by in a blur. That morning, we had press crowding around the doors of the arcade before we'd even open. Sue's care package of bad news that went up the wire caught their attention. Mixed Princess! Mixed Princess! Is it true that Dekonami organized a gang hit on your arcade? How do you respond to the allegations that Dekonami is involved in an international counterfeit plush doll prize ring? What is your relationship with the ghost monsters? Have you heard any of the allegations of child abuse? Have you seen Mrs. DeFame's article talking about the incident, praising your professionalism? I gave so many interviews that day that I lost my voice. Fortunately, Gavin was on hand to keep me hydrated and encourage me onward. Everybody loved to see a family entertainment icon, or fallen family entertainment icon. It made them feel self-righteous, and Dekonami was now square in the crosshairs. It didn't matter that the official police response was generic. We are still investigating these claims. The court of public opinion had decided. Deco's palace was doomed. The final crushing blow came at a televised press conference 3 days later.
These obvious falsehoods generated by jealous business rivals and lying children merely go to show how the powerful are routinely targeted for harassment. Furthermore, what? No! Unhand me immediately! You... I'm innocent in these matters! Innocent!
And we never saw him again. Seriously, after the arrest, he just up and vanished from the public eye. It's honestly a bit creepy. I was at least expecting a trial or something.
He told me that if I didn't commit all those crimes, he'd take away my food. I never wanted to be a hacker. I just like computers. I wanted to get a computer degree and get a normal job like anyone else.
Sorry, my wife brought me dinner. I'm trying to eat it at the same time. Largely a line of hokum, but it was good to see Sue breaking away from Deco's influence all the same. Who knows? Maybe Sue's ready to turn over a new leaf and go straight after all. The Deco's Palace Board of Directors unanimously voted to eject him, given he just vanished into the guts of the judicial system. Oh, the arcade empire he established is still out there. It's still powerful, still tacky as hell. It's still a menace to small arcades like ours. But without its guiding vision, it's largely treading water. Who knows, maybe one day, the traditional arcades will overtake what he left behind. As for Can I Get an F? With delicious chow and great prize games, we are the family fun center in this town. With Deco's Palace on the downslope, we're just picking up steam. Going with a restaurant and a prize focus turned out to be a terrific combo. True, we don't have too many retro games or competitive titles, but what we have isn't bad. Most importantly, we're making people happy every day, and I love it.
Having assisted in the slaying of Dekonami's foul presence, Hamza finds himself tired of the restaurant business. It seems his wanderlust has returned. Farewell, my friends. I leave my dining establishment in your capable hands. I must resume seeking mysterious and unknowable arcade treasures far and wide. I'll have a doggy bag of those delicious jalapeno poppers to go for when I depart, of course. Mmm.
But the arcade, in the end, is less important than the people who call it home. Together, Gavin and I made Can I Get an F the next big franchise in the arcade industry. We rode our reputation as the slayer of Dekonami right to the top. Let's look at our snazzy suits. And finally, when our company went public on the stock market, we knew we'd reached the peak of the mountain. So, we're finally here, and we've even topped the success of your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I suppose. But oddly enough, I take no real satisfaction from that success. No. What matters to me more is our dream. We've shared this dream, helped it grow, and that is what makes me happiest. Thank you. Thank you for letting me share this dream with you, and every dream to come.
Aww. Iris explained to me that irises, being adaptive software, eventually become more and more like their users. My fun-loving attitude was infectious enough to infect Iris as well. She has been practicing her sense of humor recently.
Maybe I can convince humanity to accept AI through humor. One day, I'll put a caption on a cat that's so funny, human society will universally crown me as the new queen of memes.
Naomi kept Can I Get an F going for years and years. This was her dream, to find a cozy place she could call home and maintain her beloved old games for the rest of her life. I was only too happy to help that dream come true. But as time goes on, it's going to get harder and harder to keep those great classics alive and kicking. But I'm ready, I'm excited. And I got a few tricks up my sleeve for keeping the spirit of the arcade going forever. Eventually, she formed an online community of arcade repair enthusiasts. One which let her make a safe place to get to know others, and to be part of a crowd on her own terms. With Can I Get an F as their headquarters, she's really going places. Percy only had 2 years left to live, but with the success of Can I Get an F, and with the encouragement of all his friends, he decided that wouldn't be enough. My mind's made up. I'm going to receive more treatment. I don't want this to end. I don't want to say goodbye to you all. He lived many years to come, thanks to a renewed push to take care of his condition. Happy years spent with all of us. As for Moopy, well, with all the time in the world, he took his time, paced himself, and eventually beat the score. Although I'm honestly not sure what to do with the rest of my life. Suppose we'll just have to see what we see, Or see when we see. Ashley continued to be our mascot / main floor attendant by day at Can I Get an F. Customers grew accustomed to seeing their smiling face upon walking through the doors. As we grew and got bigger, more people took notice of Ashley's Can I Get an F costume, and more people wanted to see our mascot on shirts, mugs, and body pillows. I just printed up another batch of Can I Get an F hoodies. These things are selling like hotcakes. That was such a fantastic idea, Outlaw. Costumers just couldn't get enough. Oh, and I just started working on the pattern for another mascot that we should reveal soon. And maybe I'll even get you to model it for me one day. Through the good times and the bad, Juniper stuck by me, my BFF for life. I'm really proud of you, you know? You pulled yourself out of the tailspin your life was in. You went for it. You did. You made it happen. I'm lucky I even got to be a small part of that. A large part of that, I'd say. I wouldn't be here now if not for you. Hey, I'll take credit if you want me to. Just call me Juniper the Life Coach. And you know I'll be by your corner until you're dead. Hopefully later rather than sooner, though. When the 4 Heavenly Kings invited her to live and play at their team house, Queen Bee instantly snatched up that opportunity. It's always been her calling. And it's been a lot quieter in Can I Get an F since she left. Whenever she's playing in a major tournament, we always show the matches. She never mentioned us in her championship speeches. I guess we were just a step on her ladder to success. Teo kept the Showtime stage scene alive here at Can I Get an F until he got offered a job as their regional community manager. Teo put his crewmate D in charge here, and he set off around the world, traveling and organizing dancing tournaments. He's doing what he loves, connecting with all sorts of people. I guess he just never connected enough with anyone here to stay around. Wonder if he'll ever stop by again, hop on our stage, and show us his moves. Love and friendship in a time of pixels and quarters. Finally, I'm home. Can I get an F? Thank you. Can I get an F? My spirit is restored, and my future is bright. At last I can say, I'm having a ball. Few others can claim to have had such a wild ride as I have, and in the end, I had fun. I'm looking forward to each day to come, and what antics I'll be getting up to. Because this is Can I Get an F, and I'm just getting started. Wow. Well, we've made it to the end. What did everyone think? I'm gonna mute the mic for a sec while I eat some of this cheeseburger. Okay, I took some bites. It was very good. Well, that was a journey. I've already said before, but I love this game a lot. I really enjoyed playing it on stream for everyone. And I'm very excited for the sequel, Arcade Spirits, the new challengers. Doesn't have a release year yet, but they're working on it. I'll let the credits roll, and then I'll show you what we unlocked, and then we'll be done for the day. Oh yeah, the next visual novel I'm going to be playing to replace this on Thursdays is We Know the Devil. I did finish Necrobarista 2 on Tuesday, but I'm going to do something a little different, and I am going to be playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer on Tuesday instead of a spooky game, because I'm still waiting for the World of Horror update. I'm sure Ocarina of Time Randomizer will go horribly. The second game is not going to be called Super Arcade Spirits 2 Turbo, but it is going to exist. I just thought it'd be fun to a randomizer. Not sure how long We Know the Devil is. I don't think it's as long as this. You romance every single character in the game. Wow. As a special reward, we'd like to treat you to this. Oh? Oh, well? Yes, Arcade Spirits 2, Electric Boogaloo. Come on, almost there. Sheesh, hold still and let me annihilate you. Yes, say hello to Diamond Rank, baby. This is just too easy. These scrubs can't handle me. Okay, enough practice. Let's check today's news. Fight Shack. All the fighting that's fit to post. Super Fist of Discomfort 2 announced. Holy crap, you guys, it's happening! We're finally getting a sequel to Fist of Discomfort. Not an expansion, not a balance pass, but a full-fledged sequel. And what's more, it's no longer a one-on-one fighting game, it's a 2-on-2 strategy game. Strategy 2-on-2 team game. Announced at Max Tokyo, Super Fist of Discomfort 2 will be an online-ready multiplayer fighting strategy game in which you and a friend team up to clear the lanes, push down the sensei, and conquer the enemy JoJo. It's coming to all major consoles as well as standard arcade release. And what's more, the arcade version will include USB ports so you can use your favorite controller from home. So dust off your Mad Wind Ninja skills, head down to the arcade with a buddy and get fighting. If you don't have a buddy, sucks to be you. Other daily headlines. President Mitchell denies wrongdoing in Hot Sauce Gate. CRT vs. HDTV. How to get the most out of your classic titles. 4HK takes on the world. Queen Bee's rise to dominance in the NA scene. The Deco disappearance. Government coming up or an alien conspiracy. A sequel to Fist of Discomfort and it's a team game? Uh-oh, this is bad. I don't have a partner, much less a team. Where could I possibly find the perfect player too? Well, we already knew this, but hooray! Would you like to export your current save data so you can use it in any future Arcade Spirits games? No, I don't want this character exported, actually. Not that I dislike. I guess I should. Whatever. What? Okay, so when you beat each character's route, you get to see their concept art. So I'll go ahead and go through those really quick, so we can take a peek and then we'll be done. So here's Naomi's concept art. She was always pretty cute. I like what they went with, but I think they're all pretty cute, honestly. And then we got Gavin, which I just unlocked. Gamey belt. All the Gavins look really good. I think I like these two on the right the best, honestly. This outfit is kind of extra, though. And then we've got Ashley. Ashley went through a lot of changes. I really like this Ashley, but I like this one a lot. It's pretty close to what they look like. They always have the flamingo belt. And then we have Percy. Percy definitely went through a lot of changes. I gotta say I like the current Percy, which is closest to this one best. The other ones are okay. He's big nerd man. This one isn't bad. It's cute. And Queen Bee. All the Queen Bees are cute too. I like this one a lot. It reminds me just a little bit of Nadia from the Arcana. And Teo. Teo's always been a cutie too. All these are pretty good. They should have gone with the fishnet nipple shirt because we need it. And Juniper. Juniper went through a lot of changes as well. I definitely like this Juniper the best, the current one. We stand thick Juniper. And then the player concept art. I like this one because it looks like Then Perish. Yeah, that's it for Arcade Spirits. It's been fun. Chat. Why did it all come on stream at once? But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be playing Evola fan. True. You can call me out. Back to regular schedule next week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're gonna do Pokemon Platinum at 2 p.m. Nuzlocke Challenge, and then Tuesday's gonna be Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and Thursday will be We Know the Devil, which is a visual novel. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Let me see who is there that's live on Twitch that we can go raid and say hi to. Thank you for watching, Marcos. I appreciate it. I don't really see anyone online that I know. Let's go raid this person playing Twilight Princess for the first time. You can just say hi and post Brainlet if you want. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Bye, I'll see you on the, hold on. I'm gonna hit raid now in just a second.